post it like 20 minutes
We are live. This is the CHRILLCAST Live. I am your host, Chris. I have a good guy down there who says he's the better half of the CHRILLCAST.
I am.
I believe it's
true.
What's your name again? I haven't seen you in weeks.
No, I'm Will.
And then we've got new guest on the podcast today, actually, Mr. Oh, wrong way. There it is.
Oh, this way, yeah.
That way.
SamuRylee. Hello.
And how can the viewers find you?
You can find me on all platforms, mainly Twitter and YouTube, though. At SamuRylee. It's right there, right there.
I think I can get that on screen. Just give me a second here. I haven't brought up my browser on here yet. Yes, that is how you spell it, though. What he's got up there. Let's see if it worked. Add to stream. There we go.
Oh,
there
man.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's barely running here, but obviously he's not online right now, guys, because he's here.
Yeah. Woo.
It's like we get there and he's
Oh,
streaming
God.
something else in the middle of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm playing Skyward Sword HD. Like, just give me a minute.
And then below Mr. SamuRylee, we've got who is that?
That's me now. It changed. Hello, I'm Alex. I play games and stuff.
You might have a YouTube channel.
So my day job, I'm actually a programmer and work on games. And my night job is I have a YouTube channel with a bunch of my buddies, Matt under me included, called ./Frag. We play a lot of games. We live stream 3 or 4 times a week on Twitch. You can find us on anything. ./Frag.
./Frag. They have a website too that they never plug.
Oh yeah, merch.
Yeah. Just like we have a website with merch that we never plug.
I may or may not have designed some of our merch.
It's there just in case. I don't want to be overly aggressive, like the Paul brothers or something. I'm good on that.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then we've got below that, we got Beers and Bacon, also known as Matt.
What's going on? Yep, I'm Matt. Go by Beers and Bacon, and I can be found on the ./Frag channel and ./Frag on YouTube as well.
And I would love it if you guys did the mustaches like we talked about last time. ./Frag.
We'll do an episode.
Anyway, so today, what you're all here for, all one of you, two, we got 2 viewers now, even better. What you're all here for is the state of gaming, what we're going to be talking about, which is essentially where are we at with gaming? What is gaming today?
Gaming is dead.
Where is it headed?
Stop playing.
If Will doesn't get his way, then where will gaming be in the future? So
It's already dead.
the first question I have for all of my guests today, including my co-host, is what platform do you do what is your primary platform of gaming right now?
Who do you want to go first, Chris?
Just go in order. Will, you got this.
All right, so I play primarily on my Series X and the Switch. I honestly split my time pretty evenly between those 2 consoles.
Okay.
Good choices.
Mm-hmm.
At this current moment, it's mainly my PC, but I did run into just a shit ton of NES games, so I've been playing a lot of those.
So NES and Switch.
And then I guess for me, I play mostly on PC. I do game it up on my Switch occasionally, and also on PS5 occasionally. We stream some PS5 stuff. So,
Okay, Mr.
I'm going to answer the question accurately. My primary platform is PC. There's no other additions, just PC, because that's my primary platform.
okay, fair enough.
Well, you could have, if you split your time 50-50, you could have a double primary platform.
Yeah, I only have one TV, so I can play the Series X if I'm by myself. If my wife is watching a show or something, I'm on Switch. So,
yeah, I will say that the only reason I think I'm on PC is because Microsoft has done such a good job to bring PC in the fold to their ecosystem. I was an Xbox gamer since Xbox came out, and ever since then, Microsoft's only gotten better. And the games come out in Game Pass on PC the same day. everything just syncs. There's just no point for me to have an Xbox anymore because I have, an high-end PC. So Microsoft's being very good to the customers.
Yeah.
Hey, who can answer this for Will? I don't want to do it. Somebody else answer this for me.
Pog.
I see this all the time. It's relatively new. What does it mean?
It's an expression of excitement. It's a Twitch emote.
I thought it just meant play of the game.
Well,
Clearly, Will didn't see the meme I put on the community tab the other day.
yeah, you're
Apparently
an old
not.
man. You're not hip.
I'm not hip either. I got 3 kids.
I'm definitely clearly not. I honestly, I read through Twitter. I'm like, I don't know what half of this stuff means anymore. I have no idea what anyone's saying.
I want to show Will the meme I put up here the other day, and he'll just feel even dumber. Here we
Mhm.
go. Here it is. Here it is. Ready? Here's the meme I had on our.
Oh
our
yeah,
account the
I
other
was
day.
just like, I don't know what the hell this is. I liked it because of the face, but I didn't know.
That's the Twitch emote that goes with Pog.
Okay.
It's the old one. It's the old one.
It's old. It got banned, dude.
It's now,
Fair enough.
Now it's a Komodo dragon.
So
Either
I will
way.
say to Matt's point, it doesn't mean play the game. It's from a video where somebody was playing Pogs and won. So it was the face he
hold up.
made.
Pog was an actual game?
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
little like chips.
No, I know what they
Yeah,
are. I used to collect them when I was a
It's a
kid.
game.
Yeah, it's from the video. It doesn't mean play the game. It's very close in terms of letters and acronyms, but yeah, just a coincidence.
You can tell I don't frequent Twitch very often, considering I use the banned emote.
Yeah.
Oh, and we got one more person here real quick who can tell us his platform of choice. What would you like to be referred to as, Mr. YoungBiebs?
YoungBiebs is fine.
YoungBiebs? All right. Or we'll just call him Biebs for short. All right. Hey, Biebs, what's your primary platform of gaming lately?
PC.
It's been that way for what, like 5 years now, maybe 10 years now?
What's that?
It's been primary for you for about what, 5 to 10 years now since you started LOL?
Yes.
Yeah.
About 10 years.
So we've got I think half PC, like half Switch, and then I haven't answered the question yet, have I?
No,
Yeah.
you
What
haven't.
is your primary, huh?
Honestly,
Yes, Vita.
it's been between the Vita and the Switch, but also Steam Link. I do Steam Link on my phone when I have enough battery. So it's like I split between any portable machine you can think, but when everybody goes to bed in the house is the PS4.
I have not heard anyone mention the Vita in so long.
I can explain. The Vita is
He
my
tweets about it all the
PS4 remote play machine.
Mhm.
That is my PS4 remote play machine because it does it way better than phones do. So
Does that technically count as a platform then if you're using it as a controller?
well, I also play like Persona 4 Golden and like those types of
Nice.
games on the Vita. So there's that. I've had the Vita for probably 5 years plus now, if not longer. So those are my primary platforms. And Matt, you haven't bought any next gen consoles, correct?
No, sir. 360 was the last thing I bought.
I was actually referring to Beers and Bacon, not Biebs.
Oh.
But now you outed yourself as another Matt.
I briefly had a PS5. Actually, Alex's cousin, he's a huge PS4 player and broke his. And since we do streaming on the same console, I sold him my PS5 and I've been playing on Alex's.
I had the ability to buy like 4 of those at this point. Nobody's given me a good enough reason to get one yet.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I played a lot of Xbox One back in the day, but I mean, I've been playing PC for over 15 years now. So
So if you guys want to find the guy that was the late addition to the party here, Mr. YoungBiebs, you can go to twitch.tv/YoungBiebs. And if my thing will ever load, this will be his profile at some point. There he is. You can barely see his chin in the picture. You got 15 followers, though.
Not bad. We're only doing like 2 streams over.
Yeah, and you had like so many technical difficulties in the last one you did. It was quite hilarious.
I think I'm going to stream tonight on Clash for League of Legends.
Nice. And that's the game. Do you still play that primarily as just League of Legends, or are you playing other stuff too?
I play League, Dead by Daylight, Fall Guys.
Oh man,
Warzone.
League of Legends.
That's about it. Pummel Party.
Nice. Oh yeah, you were telling me about Pummel. Somebody was telling me about Pummel Party. I think it was you. Could be wrong.
That's pretty fun.
Alex, we played that, didn't we? It was pretty good.
Yeah, that's fun.
So the reason why I asked you guys your primary platforms is kind of to get into what our favorite games are right now. Like what games have come out recently, and or if they didn't come out recently, what are you playing? Obviously, Mr. Biebs is playing LOL, Mr. League of Legends, the classic. Has anybody jumped on board Final Fantasy 14?
Oh man.
No, not yet. I know it's rising in popularity, but no.
It's like overtaking WoW right now, which is bizarre to me.
Played it when it first came out for a little bit, and that was it.
I mean, WoW's focusing on nostalgia. Final Fantasy's focusing on the future.
They've also spent a lot of time building that platform.
Yeah.
So, what games have you guys been playing? What's the game of 2021 for you, whether it's new or old?
Far Cry 3 is what I'm playing right now.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, I've never played before, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
All the Far Cries are pretty fun though.
Yeah. I feel like they get samey after a while, though.
Yeah, it does. Like, I'm going through and like unlocking all the towers and all of the like bandit camps or whatever they're called, and like it's very repetitive, but I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah. But that's good as long as you're enjoying it. So
yeah, I'm playing that game, and I'm going through and doing Link's Awakening on the Switch. So again,
you got that?
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
And then Biomutant, which I know is trashed in the reviews. It is such a weird freaking game. It's like it tries to be so serious, but then like the way you mark your you unlock parts of the map, you find these little like signposts and you pee on them. And that's how you like unlock the map. It's like it doesn't make any sense. It's so freaking weird.
It's like a drunk guy claiming his territory.
It's such a strange game, but I'm enjoying it because it's so weird.
Yeah, I've seen like screenshots. This is a weird game.
Well, it looks so serious in the trailer.
I've got a question for you. Without any spoilers, did the intro section and the narrator totally annoy the crap out of you?
The narrator is freaking awful. I've turned it off. So thankfully you can turn it off. Yes. I got like an hour in, and I was like, no, I can't listen to him anymore.
We played it, and it was just, oh my goodness. We played an hour or two.
It for I think it was 2 hours, and it was a fun game, but the pacing was just god awful, dude. It was just like,
I totally agree.
It was like, hey, here's some fun stuff. Oh, by the way, here's an hour of cinematics and narrator talking.
Yes,
it's like
it's awful. Cool. Yeah, the narrator and the intro, actually learning the mechanics is pretty terrible. And then the funny thing is, I'm not even out of it yet, and I've been playing 4 or 5 hours now. It's because I just wandered off the map, and then I'm like, oh crap, I have to go back and do the tutorial. But yeah,
it's a beautiful looking game though, for sure.
Yes, it is.
I was gonna ask Beers and Bacon and LegendAF down there if they've been into the A New World Amazon game, or if they were too worried about risking their 3080 or 3090, whichever one you guys have.
No, protect my precious. It looks interesting. It's got some neat concepts to it. I'll probably be trying it out later down the road.
I don't know if the video is real, but I saw a PC actually catch fire playing that game.
That can't be real.
News right now.
I can't believe that.
EVGA is apparently offering free replacements if their card was trashed by the game, because it's something that also I can't talk right now. That also should have been, I guess, discovered by the graphics driver. That it was just
you would think
letting the frame rate run wild in menus and stuff. So,
Matt? Which card? I'm sorry, Young Biebs. Which card do you have nowadays?
Just a RX 580.
Oh, okay. So you're not worried about the New World blowing up your PC?
No, I can't afford the 3090s and the high-tech stuff.
Oh my! Imagine. I wish I could afford a 3090 right now, dude.
Yeah, I mean, even I wish I had to settle for the paltry 3080.
Oh man!
Hey, I actually got it at MSRP, so.
That's the only way to buy these next gen consoles or even next gen graphics cards. If you get it, if you get to pay more than MSRP, just don't get it.
Yeah, pretty much.
To answer that question real quick, I have a very addictive personality. So after playing WoW for 4 years, I've kind of stayed away from MMOs. So I don't think I'll be playing New World.
Every time he brings up an MMO, the next thing in chat is always me saying, Alex, no.
Yeah, it's like an inner question. I mean, I have like 3 kids now. Yeah, I have 3 kids. I have 3 kids now. You know, I do a lot of like the ./frag stuff on the side. Like I edit almost every video. So like I just don't have time for an MMO. And if the game turns out to be fun, then I'm gonna play the MMO over doing like other
Anything else.
Mhm.
It becomes like a second job almost.
Over life.
That's the problem with WoW is like there's too many things to do in the game. There's just there's never an end of things you can play and do.
Too much of the same thing to do over and over again.
That's not the truth. You've obviously never played, but it's fine. Like
The only MMO I ever got into, and it was
RuneScape.
pretty. Yep, I was gonna say RuneScape. That's pretty much the only one I've ever gotten into.
I will say
back in the day.
I hate
Matt wants to
MMOs
play.
and I want to try it because you can do
who wants to
anything.
play it, dude.
Which one in the New World?
No, he wants to play RuneScape.
Oh,
Never played
RuneScape.
it.
Yeah,
No,
you've never
that
played
was
RuneScape?
No, I've always hated MMOs because I'm not big on grinding, but I like the fact that in RuneScape you can kind of do anything you want to do. So
I was just a money doubler cheater. That was pretty much it. And
truth revealed.
Mhm.
I know that the guy below me used to try to take me to PvP areas to steal my stuff every once in a while.
As he should.
Mhm.
I don't know if I should say this out loud. I think we've already said it on the channel though.
Yeah, we did because you got upset.
So I don't know if you guys played as much as Joey and I, but Joey and I started running this scam because we're like 13-year-olds, and we would go to the little house that you had to like complete the game and be a certain level to go in to buy the rune armor.
Mhm.
And we would be like, "Hey, bro, like I'll go in, give me the money, I'll buy you the rune armor, I'll bring you the rune armor out and give it to you." And there was like a fire escape in the back. You could exit out the back of the building. Like it mattered, right? You could just see like /who or whatever and see where people were. But in our head, we're like, "Oh yeah, we're getting away with this." So we would like, I would take the money and I wouldn't buy the armor. I'd just keep the money. I'd run out the back of the building and just go to the town that was above it. And we did this for a while. And then RuneScape 2 came out and there was no longer a fire escape in this building. There was no back door. So like little kids, we were like, "Oh God, they're catching on to us." Yeah, fun stories, dude.
Great stuff. Great stuff. I think the last time I touched RuneScape was probably like as a nostalgia thing, like when we were seniors in high school.
Shit, I played it 3 weeks ago.
I believe you. I haven't. It's been a while since I've
You
touched
better
it.
redeem your Twitch rewards, dude. They're gonna run out. There's some for RuneScape right now. FOMO.
There you go. So the reason why I brought that up was clearly some of these MMOs have survived the test of time. Like WoW, LOL is not an MMO, but it's a massive multiplayer game. Not an MMORPG. It's an MMO. What is it? What's that called? Is it RTS? Not RTS, right? Arena something or other.
MOBA.
MOBA. Massive online battle arena. That's right, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So like some of these games, these massive multiplayer games have really taken off and survived years and years and years into 2021 even. So what I wanted to ask you guys is, do you feel like these games that you've been playing for the last, I don't know, 5-10 years, however long it's been, have actually gotten better over time? Have they ever stayed the same? Are they kind of on the downswing? What do you think? Like, let's start with LOL. Any of you guys play LOL besides YoungBiebs?
I have
Game
not
sucks,
played that
dude.
game.
Not for a long time.
The game sucks.
Trash. It's literally trash.
Sorry, let me rephrase. The community sucks. The game's fine. Community is fucking terrible, dude.
That they are. I think it's gone downhill, but I'm just too lazy to try to learn a new game, and I'm too busy. So
He's too busy trying to get Ninja to play with him.
Yeah.
and I'm good at it. So why quit?
Don't worry,
while
I
I'm
got
up,
you.
know?
I don't want to derail a ton, but what do you think about that Pokemon MOBA that just came out?
I won't
is
even
so
touch it.
actually fun. It is actually so fun.
I was not expecting that.
No.
You want-
Ninja just
Hey,
came out
I
and
just looked
supported
up-
Yeah.
Pokemon.
That is amazing. I didn't even know you had that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice. Do you think that having like a big player, like somebody who has this huge audience on Twitch, helped LOL or made it worse?
I think League of Legends was dead long before content creators, dude. Community was always toxic. I don't remember a day when it wasn't. And I bought League of Legends at Walmart on like CD, bro. Like when it cost money. So that game's just I have very hurt feelings over League.
You just gotta go into a game and you gotta mute all and then play.
Yeah, I mean that's like every game now though. I feel like I can't even play Halo anymore.
Isn't that like
and not mute people.
90% of competitive games though?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I got a 365-day ban for talking to somebody in League because they triggered me so bad. Yeah, it was a text or like a voice and text chat ban. It wasn't a game ban. So like I couldn't talk for in game for a year because I was so triggered. And that's when I was like, I'm done playing this game, dude.
Yeah,
pretty strict policy now.
definitely said some regrettable things back in the Counter-Strike Source days.
For me, it was like Halo 3 and Call of Duty. What was it? Which was the one we played? Modern Warfare 2. We played that one a lot. This guy below me had over 100 nukes in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Damn.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I used to keep track on the gamer tag. I think it was like 160 or something.
We would play like Capture the Flag, and he'd be just racking up the kills, and everybody gets so angry because he would just nuke the game, and it's like game over. Like he didn't even capture the flag.
Yeah, I don't know. People always say about how terrible and toxic the like Xbox 360 or Xbox chats were, or like Xbox Live, and I remember thinking like that was not my experience at all. Everyone was always so friendly to me. My voice was cracking super bad during those times. Like I was definitely the squeaky girl, and I would always ask like, "What game mode is this, and how do I play it?" And people were always so nice to me. Like, "This is how you do it. Like you're trying to." Plant the bomb, or you're trying to gather up the skulls or whatever. So I don't know. I never had that experience until recently. Like the Xbox One is like when people have been terrible.
Can anybody confirm what Stephen Brown put in there?
No.
I'm going to read it out loud. Wasn't there that worker at Riot Games that farted in the other workers' faces to promote a bro mentality in the office?
Yeah, dude, you got to connect with your workers on a real personal level, man.
That's how you motivate people.
Pink eye, like, are you really? Do they really work for you?
Oh my
God, take a little bit of you home.
Oh my gosh.
Multiple employees allege that as a comedy bit, he repeatedly touched their balls or butt or farted in their faces.
Okay.
That escalated really quickly.
Yeah. As one does. That's that makes sense.
Just a normal day in the office.
Yep.
I don't want to get too deep into it, but Activision Blizzard is like burning down right now in lawsuits. My goodness, what in the world? I never thought that one was coming.
If all that stuff is true, I'm just
they deserve
flabbergasted. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. The description of the cube crawls is like, what the hell?
There's weird stuff going on at Activision Blizzard.
Kinky.
Yeah. I'm just so confused how anyone thought that would be okay.
Well, here we go. Here's the reaction to that one. So long, Activision, never playing your stuff again.
Yeah, thank God I don't play any Blizzard or Activision games.
I know. I wrote them out a long time ago for financial decisions, so now it's just how they treat their employees. It makes even more sense not to play their games.
I was considering trying Warzone, but now I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Warzone. Guilty. But I stopped playing when Cold War came out.
I heard it got really fractured when Cold War came out.
It got
because they had to. My brother was just telling me, he said you'd enter a match on Warzone and there'd be one hacker and he'd win every game.
Oh yeah, it was rough. I mean, I was pretty good too, but I don't know.
Their anti-cheat is garbage.
I had a group that I played with, and then they moved on to Tarkov, so I was left playing that, and I'm played a lot of Tarkov, but it raises my blood pressure a little too much, so I stopped playing.
I love Tarkov. That's the game I play right now. Tarkov,
it's great, but it's it'll piss you off, guaranteed.
So what's your guys' opinions on games coming out right now that are playing specifically on nostalgia? So I think in the last 2 years we've had several games that were re-released in HD, and it's been kind of a pattern across the industry. Like Modern Warfare 2, or was it Modern Warfare 1 or Modern Warfare 2? I didn't actually end up playing it. I don't remember, but one of the two of them came out. Was it original Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2?
I think it was.
I mean, the title's just Modern Warfare, so I don't.
Yeah, I think they just.
It was a sequel, though. It wasn't a.
But it's playing on nostalgia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And I mean, you have that. You have also was a few years before that they did remake Modern Warfare 2.
Yes, they did.
That's right.
Or
Okay.
remaster rather. And then I mean, but now you have Skyward Sword HD coming out. You have I mean, there are a bunch of remakes coming out.
How do you guys feel about it? Do you end up buying the games that come out again, like Mass Effect Legendary Edition, games like that? Do you end up buying them again, or do you just remember the fact that, oh, I've already played that? Cool, new people get to play it, but I'm not touching it again.
It depends on the game, honestly.
Yeah, it depends on if I really want it, but I'm also like extremely cheap and hate spending money, so I
Yes.
usually just skimp out and don't buy new games and like re-releases.
Being more of a PC gamer, I mean, there's not a lot of old school PC stuff that's remade, and I tried like the remastered Red Alert, and I couldn't get into it. I also tried the remastered original Warcraft 3, so
I did
liked it,
consider
but-
picking up the game this guy mentioned, Nocturne HD. It's the Shin
Worth
Megami
it.
Tensei, but I've already played it on the PS2, and I've heard there's so many issues, like sound-wise and graphics, in regards to what they did, that I'm waiting. I may pick it up at some point in the future, but I've already played it. I don't necessarily need to experience it again, but due to all the issues I've heard of, I'm not touching it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think they serve their purpose. Like the Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD for the Wii U. Like I bought those games, and that was the first time I ever got to play them. So that was cool.
Exactly,
but-
that's my point. It's like people that haven't played it before, I think it makes sense.
Mhm.
But for like me, I played Wind Waker on the GameCube. I should never have bought it again on the Wii U and never played it. Or Twilight Princess HD. Shouldn't have bought it again because I never ended up playing it.
I will say I own Skyward Sword, so I've been trying to debate, like, do I really want to spend another $60 for that? It's like, I don't know.
I would rather see a game that's similar.
I hate you. I hate you, Will.
I don't even know who this is. That's hilarious.
Yeah, he came up to my table and asked me if I wanted more bread.
Yes.
I mean, I'd rather
Right.
play a game that looks like something and gets that nostalgia flowing versus just a straight up remake.
Yeah, I feel like with remakes and stuff, they have to really add something new to it and like a new feature that actually sells it in order to like really have like a reason to actually buy it, you know?
Well, like for example, Wind Waker HD on the GameCube the GameCube was harder to play because on the Wii you get something called the Swift Sale, and it means you don't have to play the dang
the Wind
composer every time you want to. Yeah, you end up composing stuff that end up being I played through the game. I don't want to delve too deeply into it, but the Swift Sale made all the difference for somebody like Will, in my opinion, because then you're not spending 1,000 hours redirecting the wind every time.
I
you
got the
change.
game way faster. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
then
a
you actually
really
hit the stick and you do it in the wrong directions. You have to play it again.
Yeah, that sucked. I hated that. And then the Tingle Quest made me angry too. I hated the Tingle Quest.
Did any of you guys ever play Suikoden 2 on the PS2?
Suikoden or Suikoden?
Or, sorry,
How do you pronounce that word?
I don't know.
I think it's Suikoden. I've never
Okay.
played
There. Have you
That's
played
what I
that
thought.
on the original PlayStation?
No.
I've
Because
never played
I would
those
kill
ones.
for a 3D remaster of that. Because as being a 2D pixel-based RPG, I found that to be an amazing game. It would be crazy on a modern engine.
Yeah. And it'll keep you from spending an absorbent amount of money on an old video game because those games are like super expensive.
Yeah, I should have kept my copy. I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
My opinion would be that. Sorry to chime
No,
in
you're
right
good.
when
You're
you're
good.
trying
Go
to
ahead.
leave.
no,
It's
you're
just mostly what Will was saying is it depends on the game, and I think it depends on the studio at this point because it feels like studios are approaching it differently. Like some people are just like, "Hey, here's the same game, but it runs," and then there's like Capcom who did Resident Evil 2, and like they actually remade the game, which was amazing. And then there's some other games that have come out where they didn't, remake the game, but it was still a much better experience with better quality of life. And as someone who historically grew up with Xbox, it's nice to see some of the PlayStation games are coming out again, so I can experience them because I never experienced them growing up. But like if it's a big nostalgia hit, I'm buying it no matter what. And then if it's like a game that I don't know about, I have to research and be like, did they do this before and release a shitty port? But I don't know.
You can't save yourself, Will. You're still on my shit list.
You've been upgraded from the guy at the point of sale to the manager.
How dare you?
Oh man. Anyways, the thing I wanted to get to next is like some of these games have been remade 3 times. Like look at Shadow of the Colossus. You go from PS2 to PS3 to PS4. And now they're saying, "Oh, it runs even better on the PS5." It's like,
Aren't they
oh
doing
my
that with The
gosh,
Last of Us? Aren't they
haven't
gonna
we had
remake it?
enough of Shadow of the Colossus at this point? Like, at some point, that company needs to make a game after The Last Guardian in order to stay relevant.
Or like Twilight Princess, I was on the GameCube, then the Wii, then the Wii U.
I'd be okay if they put that on the Switch. I'd play it again.
I don't want to.
I like that one. But also Wind Waker. I think Wind Waker makes the most sense. Of all the games they could have ported, they should have
I'm
ported
so
Wind Waker.
disappointed that they didn't do the 35th anniversary of Zelda and have all of the freaking 3D games on the Switch. I'm so pissed. They're just gonna give us
Beebs,
a
how
little...
many Zeldas have you played? I know you had several of the GameCube ones.
I really only played the Ocarina of Time. That was it.
Okay, that's what I wasn't sure. I knew you had a little bit of experience with Zelda, and then your brothers probably played almost all of them.
Yeah, Jeffrey's played them all.
Yeah.
He's
So Ocarina of Time is a touchy subject because a lot of people want that HD remake. They want the Unreal Engine 4 remake of Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
But I think you lose some of the charm when you change art styles. And I think Breath of the Wild would be different if it weren't cel shaded. If it were an Ocarina of Time graphics, nobody would play it. But Ocarina of Time in the Breath of the Wild graphics, now you're talking about a completely different story. So when games change, when they're remade or even remastered, when things have changed, like for example, Fable Lost Chapters, all the faces changed when they did the anniversary update.
They're still scary, so it still is in the same vein of the original game.
At what point does a game lose what it had, what its essence was in a remake or a remaster for you guys?
I'm just gonna say that I run into this problem all the time with like movies. If you don't like the way it looks or the way it functions, just don't play it. Play the old thing. Watch the old movie. Like, who cares? Like, if they want to reinvent it, so Resident Evil 2 is a perfect example. I personally think Resident Evil 2 is 1,000 times better than the original. I mean, I'm not a huge like Resident Evil 2 lore or like fan and whatever, but I played it when it came out, and like playing it and seeing it like changed and like better functionality and all that stuff in it, I love it. Like, imagine if they just re-released the first one and had better textures. Like, what would be the point?
Yes.
I don't know.
Agreed.
So,
I get that.
People are there's like a up in arms about Ocarina of Time on the 3DS because they made it like actually 3D instead of some of the scenes being the 2D pictures and shit. Bro, it is amazing. I like it. Like, it was fun. Who cares? If you want the old shitty N64 version, then go play it. There's plenty of emulators. There's plenty of places to play it. So
I have a comment on this. I think Link's Awakening remake style doesn't work for Four Swords, but I think Four Swords was already a good set of models that they could just reuse that game and it would work better on the Switch. But they kind of did that with I think the 3DS. They did like a Four Swords thing on there.
Yeah, there was an
Triforce
anniversary edition on the
Heroes.
eShop.
That's right, Triforce Heroes.
It's such a good game.
Too, that's right. Yeah,
It's such a good game, dude.
I completely forgot that game even existed.
This game, and there you go, Will appreciation.
Yep.
But
appreciate
this game, Four Swords. Can you imagine trying to play Four Swords with the way it was set up to be played? They wanted you to have 4 Game Boy Advances, 4 GameCube, Game Boy Advance link cables, and play it on one GameCube, all in the same room at the same time. That was the original idea from Nintendo. Can you imagine what kind of mythical setup that would be to try and play that?
If you could pull it off, I will say, as great as some of the communities have been, and I mean, I grew up in an era where I played Doom in a local LAN, like the original Doom. So it's like, there's something that hits different when you get all your buddies together in a room and play the game. But just the logistics of having all that crap in one room, it's like ridiculous.
It's like, this is never gonna happen. Like, can you imagine trying to make that happen? Like, I know at least 2 people that had a Game Boy Advance SP, and that's the best I could have done. And I only had one Game Boy Advance GameCube link cable, so they would have had to buy their own, bring it over. And I have my links, my Four Swords game in my collection over here, and I've yet to ever play it that way in my entire life.
So we didn't achieve it with Four Swords, but Joey and I did this with Crystal Chronicles.
Oh yeah,
And,
that was probably more popular, honestly.
And we, speaking of remasters, we got the remaster version, which is like crossplay with like phones and PS4 and every device ever. And it was honestly like not a good experience. It was just not
okay.
There was so many like decisions that they made where like you had to like leave party to like continue, to the next part, and then people could party back up, and it was just like so fragmented. Just wasn't good. So don't play it. If you have fond memories of Crystal Chronicles, don't play the new one, the remake.
I will say, so I realized that like the Halo Anniversary Edition had the PC graphics, it was like Gearbox, and they changed some of they had like some glitches in there, and the textures are off. I loved how I could switch between the graphics. I could see like the Anniversary Edition graphics and the original graphics.
They just fixed that well.
I know that they're doing with the MCC.
They literally have fixed all of the old glitched graphics.
Not everything, but they have changed most of it. Yes,
I would say 90% is fixed. I just talked to.
I play that game all the time, Chris. I know.
The beta late night game.
Guys, mom and dad are fighting.
I'm giving you shit, Chris. I know.
Anyways, so then here's the next question: if tomorrow a game company called you up and said, whichever game company you want, and said, what remaster or remake do you want to see this year? What's your answer? I don't want to start with Beebs. I want to get Beebs talking down here.
I already said it.
What is your answer? What is your answer? Which game do you want to see remade at whatever cost it's going to be? They don't care. They're like, hey, we want to know what your game is to remake.
Remake or remaster?
Either.
Okay.
I don't really have one. If I want to play something, I just go to the GameCube, old style. That's about it.
So what if they said, "Hey,
I'm dying"? They've remastered Halo 3. I played the shit out of that, and then all the other games they've remastered too. Age of Empires, they did a remastered one.
Age of Empires 4 comes out this year.
Finally.
I was disappointed with the Age of Empires 3 remastered, so I don't know if I'm gonna get 4.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, Age of Empires 4 has been promised since before we started this podcast.
Yes.
We've talked about this thing since we started the podcast, and it's still not out. That's all I got to say about Age of Empires 4. That is a pipe dream.
No, I even though it's a different studio making the game, I have faith because they finally came out with Flight Simulator this year as well. So I'm like, they're just going to complete the forever long ago process of, hey, we're making a new Flight Simulator in Age of Empires.
I have that game.
Old men before Age of Empires 4 comes out. Come on, guys.
We're gonna have beards longer than what we have now. But Goblin Commander Unleash the Horde is never happening again because the studio that owned it is deceased or whatever, and I have no idea who has the rights to that game. But it was a cool RTS on consoles. Matt, did you ever play that one? I'm sorry, Beebs, did you ever play that? You never played that one? Okay, it was pretty cool. It was like the closest thing you could get to a PC RTS on a console. That was before even Battle for Middle-earth hit consoles, which I still don't know how that ever made it to console. But just for the records, Mr. Stephen Brown, appreciate your comments. This is never happening.
Yeah,
never say never.
Steve, I know Steve.
We already are.
I know the games he's into. And I love breaking this to people. It's definitely not happening. It's definitely not.
I have my GameCube copy still sitting in my collection over there. So do like it, but it's never happening.
Yeah.
Remake Clash of Clans. So we could spend a bunch of money to catch up to young Beeb's older brother.
I really love you can tell who belongs to me as a viewer based on their memes in chat. You guys are the worst.
Mr. Young Beebs down there. We used to play Clash of Clans together in the same clan for quite some time, but both of us abandoned that forever ago at this point.
I tried to get back into it, but it didn't work out.
How much money do you think your brother put into that game?
Oh, easily $1,000.
Oh god!
Oh my god!
Easy.
I know. I remember he used to like buy all the gems to catch up to like what you and I were doing on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think I put in $10 at one point.
I think I paid 20. I think I put 20 into that game, and I played that all the time back in the day. I remember you and I would talk about because I played it on my BlackBerry, but that's another story for another time.
BlackBerry, what's that?
Long story short, I had to do a bunch of like weird things to get it working on a BlackBerry because it worked on Android, and they had like an Android what's it called? It was an Android sandbox on BlackBerry 10. So I was able to download it and even make it work without Google services. But the problem was if the app ever broke or collapsed on you, there was no way to log back in because it couldn't verify your account. So like I was always worried one of these days the app was just going to go like be done on BlackBerry 10 and I was going to lose my entire account. That
happened once.
I think it happened at least once.
Because I remember you having to start over at one point.
It sucked. It sucked bad. So I will say this: Clash of Clans was cool, but I think over time it devolved into a pay-to-win game. And that is my biggest issue with modern games is like, even if a game starts out great, a lot of times microtransactions will find their way into the game. Like I'm still worried.
GTA Online ruined.
Yeah. I'm still worried that Mass Effect Legendary Edition will find some way to have microtransactions because I love Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's really well done. There's a couple things missing and there's several things that were changed. And I'm just like, why did you change this? Like, it didn't matter. Like, I don't know why you spent your time or money doing this, but oh well, whatever. But at the same time, like, I love what they did. Like, yeah, models look better. The game plays well, and it does upscale to 4K. I just got a 4K TV, by the way, so I'm happy to see, 4K models of Mass Effect things, which is pretty cool.
I remember when I first switched to 4K and like all of the old TV shows look so weird because it looks like you're actually in the room with them. So it just looks, it's like uncanny. So like I watch Friends with my wife. It's like, this is so uncomfortable because it's like I'm watching people in real life. It's super weird.
By the way, YoungBiebs down there, I just got a 65-inch TV, so I finally hit the big TV gang.
You're close to where I'm at. I'm at a 75 right now.
Well, I knew I couldn't go bigger than 65 or my wife would tell me to take it back. So
I downsized.
TVs
I had a 120-inch projector, and we switched back to a regular. We got the TV in there, 65-inch. But it was too much of a pain in the ass because we're renting houses, and it's just every time I had to move it, it's like take the screen down, take the ceiling mount for the projector down. I'm like, do this.
That's another question I have for you guys. So I think it's interesting. As we get further into modern gaming, I feel like text on games has gotten smaller and smaller and smaller. It's like the bigger screen you have, the more text you can see on the game, or easier.
It's getting worse. I recently got glasses and I can see everything again. It's wonderful.
So I'm just wondering from your guys' standpoint, do you think that games are being designed for larger TVs because that's what
I do think they're designed for computers. Gaming? Like The Witcher 3, I can't read anything unless I'm actually like on the computer and playing it on the computer. So like on my TV, even with my glasses, it's still so small. So I don't understand how anyone plays this. Maybe I'm too far from my TV. I don't know. But if it's on my computer, I can see it just fine.
I think that like the easiest cop out for that is like just to put a setting in that lets you make the text bigger. Right?
I mean,
like,
a lot of them
like the easiest way to do it.
Have like HUD size adjustment now and everything. So yeah, you're.
Yes, I agree.
I mean, I can't say anything. I'm playing PC games on a 48-inch OLED, so.
Yes.
I love this comment. Games are made by big glasses to promote the sale of glasses.
True. Everything's a conspiracy.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. The next question I have for you guys, I want to kind of move on from that subject, the remakes, remasters, and all that fun stuff. As far as modern games go, what do you think is the most popular genre, and then what's your favorite genre of game to play? We'll start with Alex at the bottom here. I feel like I've been not giving him enough love for this podcast.
Oh god, I wasn't prepared. Most popular genre and what?
What do you think is the most popular genre in gaming, and then what's your favorite genre of gaming?
I think shooters, right? Like I feel like I always see a new shooter game or of some kind coming.
SamuRylee, I was asking Alex first.
Oh my god!
I agree.
Yeah, shut up.
It's gonna be. Yeah, I think it's close to shooters or MOBAs at this point, just because of their esports competitive scenes and stuff. Everybody's trying to get their piece of the pie when it comes to hosting their own tournaments and stuff.
Alex, when you say FPS, are you lumping in all first-person shooters, or are you just counting like are BRs part of that category?
I think BRs are considered FPSs. Yeah, to me, if you make a BR specific game, that's just like it's just a game mode at this point, in my opinion. But yeah, I think any FPS, just like even third-person shooters, like they're all so popular. I don't know.
Lies.
Beers and Bacon. Do you have anything to say about this?
Let's just pull up Twitch. We'll just solve this right now, dude.
Yeah, but there's a big difference between what's the most popular game to watch and what's the most popular game to play. I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I would agree with Alex, though. I would lump in an FPS as any game that you're shooting a gun.
Mhm.
So you're not going to differentiate between arena shooters and battle royales?
No,
I
like
mean,
you could look at Counter-Strike and then PUBG, still a first-person shooter.
The
different game
problem
mode.
with like separating them is then now you're like, okay, Apex, it's a battle royale, but also arena shooter. Like there's so many like little nitty-gritty things you could get into, and it's just like I think FPS in general, like if you're playing an FPS, your skills in one are going to transfer to the other. Like if you play an arena shooter, your skills are going to transfer to a battle royale. It's just like a new game mode, essentially.
Oh, I disagree on that one. Fortnite still makes no sense to me.
Fortnite's not an FPS though, but
we won't talk about that.
It's a battle royale. What are you gonna say?
Your battle royale skills from Fortnite can help in other battle royales, but if you're going third person or first person,
building stuff, man. That's all I see in Fortnite. Is people are like, oh, I'm building this stairway to heaven so I can win Fortnite. I'm like,
I thought they were just spazzing out every time I see
Stairway to Heaven or like season 1, bro. Now it's the fucking spin in a circle, Tower of Terror, some crazy shit, dude.
Man, everybody's shooting for Beebs right now. Why don't we have Beebs go and then we'll jump back to Beers and Bacon?
I mean, I'm just gonna agree with everybody. Battle royales and shooters are in right now, dude. But can we go back to Fortnite though? Because let's talk about how good it was for like the first for the first 3 seasons, and now how trash it is.
But is it trash because you're not up with the skill curve, or because the game's actually trash? Because
all it is anymore is build a circle and hide until you can pretty much see an enemy and pop them. But I don't know.
But like building has always been in the game. So like the skill curve has changed, Like I personally think Fortnite sucks. Also, Matt just left. That's how much he hates Fortnite. But the only time I have fun in Fortnite is when I'm playing with my 7-year-old son, and like we're just memeing on people. Like we're not even trying, and we win. If I ever play the game competitively, I hate it because, like you're saying, people just spam the building and they don't even shoot the gun anymore. They're like, I'm just gonna hide.
Plus, they added bots, so the bots never used to be a thing. Now you get into
They
a game.
suck.
There's like, I don't know how many people. What is it? 100 people in the game?
Yeah. Something like that.
So out of that 100, over 2/3 of them are bots. So then you're going against these terrible players, and then bam, there could be a real player, the next person, and he's just 10 times better, and it catches you off guard. They started doing that like season 8 or something.
Was it because of like players dropping, or was that because they wanted to add some options?
They wanted to make it more fair for less skilled players, so they could actually get past like the first wave instead of getting wiped out in the first 30 seconds of the game.
They added MMR, so it's like based on
mixed martial arts. No,
whatever. I think it's MMR, matchmaking rating. But basically, like when you first play, they put you versus bots. And then they're like, okay, they killed everybody and won the game. And then you slowly move up. And eventually you might get to a point where there's no bots, but it's not likely.
You never know.
Yeah. The signature of a bot in this game, dude, you're walking through a field and you just see single wall, 100 feet, single wall, 100 feet, single wall. And you're like, yep, I'm following a bot. They're just building one wall at a time.
So I've only played Fortnite. I'll be honest with you. I played Fortnite twice in my entire life. Once was with the guy below, and once was by myself, just to see if I really was that bad at the game. And I think I got killed within like 10 minutes of playing. And I remember the guy right below me here, Mr. Beebs, telling me, yeah, because you did it wrong. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I think you played probably like season 3 or something.
I played it on the PS4, and it was probably a year and a half. It was before the pandemic, honestly. So it was a long time ago at this point.
Yeah.
But I remember I hopped on. I think a good friend of ours, Billy, but not the Billy that's on the podcast, was playing, and a couple other people that I remember from a long time ago. And I was definitely the most trash player in the entire team. I know that for a fact. I was bad.
Hey, someone's got to hold up the bottom.
Well, I remember I was playing it, and I was like, "Wait, you build stuff?" And he was like, "Dude, you've never played, have you?" I was like, "Nope."
Dude, I miss back when Fortnite Season 1 and 2 was a thing where nobody knew what they were doing and the game was actually fun and I could win. And now these kids are cranking 90s like it's nothing. And I'm like, dude, the only thing I was cranking at that age, I'm not even going to finish the joke, but you know what I mean? God, dude.
Yeah, I can't beat a 9-year-old, let alone, people my own age. So
No. That's how I felt about Apex Legends. Like I played it a couple times. And I was so lost. Like you get dropped in, and it's like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. People are just shooting me from like I have no idea where they're even at. The first match I played, I think I was in there for like 10 minutes. Didn't see anyone, and then I just got shot randomly when I was in a building. I didn't see anyone, and then I just died. Awful.
Short Gray knows what's up.
Apparently SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom is better than I remember it being. Honestly, the only game from a movie franchise or media franchise that I remember playing and really enjoying, besides The Simpsons Hit and Run, which was pretty cool, was Shrek 2. Dude, Shrek 2 on the GameCube, Xbox, PS2. I remember having so much fun just wiping the floor, playing as Puss in Boots or Shrek or Donkey. And I think, what was it? Fiona was the last character, but it was so much fun.
The South Park games are fun.
Oh, yeah, I haven't tried
those
yet.
pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It really just feels like you're playing through an episode, so it's pretty great.
This goes pretty good with the remakes, but GoldenEye, man, what a good game!
Yes.
Talk about that leak though. They leaked the remake of that, and I'm still angry it never happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. It wouldn't hit the same.
What was it supposed to be on? PC?
PC, I think.
Yeah.
Probably Xbox Live Arcade too, I think. Because Rare went to Xbox. So they would have been redesigning it for Xbox.
Yeah.
And then probably PC. Oh, he says he's going to grab some water. So here we go. That's where SamuRylee went. Did somebody say Lego Star Wars? No, I don't think anybody said Lego Star Wars yet. But
Lego Star Wars is pretty solid.
I mean, they came out with that.
I'm also a liar, by the way.
Lego. They came out with that Lego expansion for Forza Horizon 4.
He's put a maid outfit on?
Yeah, I see this. He's got a maid outfit now. This is the most interesting person that's ever been on the CHRILLCast here.
This is just the beginning, baby.
I can change names on the fly. Just make sure you guys are paying attention.
Chat wanted it. I was giving it to Chat.
God, you got it on, boys.
Yeah, Chat wanted it.
Fair enough. Okay. I imagine these barking and arfs are from your guys' people, right?
Your guys' people. Yes.
Not the DotSlashFraggers, the SamuRylee. Too tight. Oh man.
It's too tight. Should have got a bigger size.
He's like, is this gonna turn into Magic SamuRylee cast?
Yeah, I mean, don't worry, I still have my clothes on underneath. But
oh, okay. He's like, I still got my clothes underneath. Like, oh no, the Emperor has no clothes.
Yeah, guys, I'm totally wearing clothes under this. It's okay.
Okay, all right. We'll keep going. Oh man, look at this. Take my 401k. Here we go.
Hold on. I've got a headband for this too.
I always joke we aren't the Review Tech USA stream where if you pay $50 we'll take shirts off, but incognito, if you pay $50 I'll take your shirts off.
The first time I went to one of his chats, I was so confused.
Yeah, you get into a Review Tech USA chat and he's got his shirt off and you're like,
I know, I was like, what is happening?
If it wasn't storming outside, missing. I would have done this in the hot tub.
Yeah. Hey, how did the install go? Not to derail here or anything, but how hard was it to install your hot tub?
It wasn't bad. So we got a plug and play. It's a 110 volt, and you just plugged it in, threw some chlorine, and it was pretty much good to go. It's super easy.
Gonna have to stream the next CHRILLCast from the hot tub. No.
Right? I mean, we only live like 15 minutes from each other. You can shoot down.
I'll bring my mic in, and then everyone just gets electrocuted.
Oh no!
Whoa!
I'll bring my laptop and my portable mic, and we'll make it happen.
That's what I'm saying. It's going to be an electronics nightmare.
It's like everything's steamy, and you're like, "What's going on here?" Oh, everybody's dead. Bye, Krillcast.
See Chris just like wiping the steam off of his glasses.
That's content. That's content, though.
Yeah, I know somebody that does videos from their hot tub on occasion. Shout out to Smash JT.
I do it for money.
Fair enough. Okay.
I wouldn't make anything. I'd have to pay people for that. So.
All right. Next thing on gaming, modern gaming, state of gaming today. Is there anything that's come out in this year that you've been compelled to buy and or thought, hey, I might pick that up so far? And then after that, like, is there anything still coming out by the end of the year, like say Halo Infinite, that has got your eyes on the prize and you're like, I'm gonna buy that by the end of the year?
Yeah, like I said before, I bought Biomutant because I have been following that game for a while and I was super pumped. It is so freaking weird though, so like I don't know if that was worth that purchase. But yeah, that was, I don't know. I rarely buy new games, so I'm a little sad. Like that was the one that I pulled the trigger on. But I'm also excited for Halo Infinite. Like I'm cautiously optimistic. I know there's some talk about how the first flights are going to be against bots instead of real players. So yeah, it's gonna be a little weird, but pretty excited. I'm really distracted by what's going on with the maid right now.
Sorry, I'm giving kisses to the chat.
Yes, I see that, but I see you, so you're also giving it to me.
Awkward.
Oh man, here we go. Here, there you go. Ready? There it is. Eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
But no,
343's. Sorry,
Halo
you go.
Infinite looks so good.
It does. It really does.
In 343's defense with the bots, like Halo's always had a really good AI, so I'm glad they're testing it because I feel like they could actually maybe innovate in that field of where bots are actually fun to play against instead of fucking Fortnite, where it fucking is not fun. So we'll see.
And ruin it.
Yep.
I still remember Age of Empires, where like if somebody would quit out and then a bot would take over, it's like, okay, game over, I win. Do you remember that, Matt?
Rocket League, bro.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, Beebs. Remember that, Beebs? Somebody's quit out of Age of Empires, like, okay, game over, I win. Because the bots were trash.
Yo,
They were
Spaghetti just
trash.
calling you out,
in
bro.
2015. Exanima came out in 2015. It's a early access game. Super fun.
That's funny. Didn't even know games came out after 2018. I mean, that's kind of where I've been lately. You know what I've been playing lately? I didn't answer this question earlier. Infamous. I've been playing all of the Infamous games. The last one to come out in Infamous, I think, was First Light in either 2015 or 2016. So
with the was it with the PS4?
PS4, yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually just discovered the third one on PS3. Didn't even know it existed. Was Festival of Blood, where you play as a vampire.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it was apparently like a spin-off of Infamous 2. It was supposed to have occurred sometime in the middle of the game.
Nice.
So you become a vampire for all of like 12 hours.
Cool.
And the whole game takes place over the course of about 12 hours. And it takes maybe like 8 hours to 100% that game. So it was fun.
I've just been playing a ton of RimWorld over the last few weeks. And then they had the new Ideology expansion came out. So that was fun. But I'm looking forward to Forza Horizon 5. Looks really good.
Oh, you're into car games?
Yeah, I love Forza Horizon 5. I like some of the simulation stuff too, but I just kind of like goofing off with me and my brother because he's on Xbox, so it's nice that it's cross-platform. And I mean, I'm really looking forward to Battlefield 2042 because Battlefield has been kind of not good since they left the modern era. So
I feel like mentioned Battlefield 2042 earlier because we were talking about GPUs. I want to get a new GPU for when that game comes out.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't fry GPUs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that NVIDIA's cards were frying playing a new world, I was just sitting there thinking like that limitless frame has to be the issue. Like,
yeah,
it was, yeah.
Because I've never heard of a program. Well, I mean, think about it. Like, if a game is not like graphically intensive, think about how many frames per second that graphics card could start shooting off at.
So, I mean, if it's 2D, it doesn't matter because you're not, using as much energy. But man, it was shooting off like it was crazy.
Big brain here.
Giant brain. I'm talking 5 head, dude.
I did hear this. I heard if you do frame capping on a new world, it won't destroy your graphics card. I did hear that.
It won't.
Oh, I meant to ask you, Alex, did you get a haircut? Because I don't see the purple tips anymore.
No, I had it up. It was annoying me. It's here.
Okay.
It's been dyed for 2 years, so they're not purple right now, but I gotta re-dye it.
Yeah, I remember when you dyed it for that IRL vlog, and you just never gotten rid of it. Been pretty true to that.
Yeah, my son was growing his hair out at the time, so I was like, I'll grow my hair out. I had never done it before, and then he cut it, and I was like, I'm not cutting my precious.
I don't grow this hair out because reasons.
I tried to once. I can't do it because it gets this weird like flip thing in the front. Then it just, I don't know. I feel like the constant need to mess with it.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Battlefield, did you guys see the Battlefield Portal stuff that they just released?
Like Portal as in like a website, or Portal as in like Portal from
so it's like
Portal.
It's going to be their solution for games as a service.
Okay.
And you can imagine it as like games as a service Battlefield, but with like Halo's custom game maker, like how you can make custom games in Halo.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be able to use the game or a web browser, and you can make any sort of game you want within Battlefield. And it will launch with, I think, 2042. And basically you can use almost any era of Battlefield to make game types. So you could do like World War II versus like future. Like one team is World War II, one team is like future Battlefield. And you can just make like really goofy game types. So like, with the introduction of custom games in Halo came like Infection and fucking Griffball and all that stupid shit. I feel like this is what Battlefield 4 should have been. And then the ones in between Battlefield 4 and now should have never existed. Just unpopular opinion maybe. I hate those games. But
Hard agree.
It really feels like Battlefield's going all in, and like this is like it's gonna be that thing that they die with, or they just keep innovating till the end of time. Kind of how like Fortnite and put like creative mode, and you can do all that shit in Fortnite, make your own game types. They have like Among Us in Fortnite now, Crazy Taxi in Fortnite, etc.
I think Spaghetti is onto something.
You should go check it out if you haven't seen it. They have a video up. I think it's gonna be really good for the Battlefield series. I'm really excited.
I will say, as far as an arena shooter goes, there is already Portal times Halo, which is Splitgate. If you've never played Splitgate, it's pretty cool. You can shoot a portal anywhere in the field, another portal anywhere in the field, and you create essentially like a wormhole in the arena, and boom, it's basically Portal times shooter, and it's pretty cool. I know our friend Aresh has played that quite a bit. So
they just released a new beta. It's pretty fun.
Which I think the guy below me would enjoy Splitgate.
Maybe I'll check it out.
I mean, if you like Halo, it feels like Halo with portals, and they definitely listen to community feedback. So,
speaking of Halo games, how do you guys feel about the Xbox 360 servers finally getting shut down? I mean, that is like the end of an era, in my opinion.
I think that's the biggest problem with, modern consoles and services in general, is they're all going to, go the way of the dodo eventually. But I'd like to see, back in the day, they had, old services that people customized and put custom, homebrew services up that allowed them to run. So I think that's the one, fault of all these games heavily relying on online services. And they're better than peer-to-peer play, of course, but
my opinion is, so what? Like Halo 3 is on PC, it's on Master Chief Collection. That's the one game that everybody brings up. It doesn't matter. Like, so what? You can't matchmake on Halo 3 on a fucking old console. Like, your life will go on. You can literally, there's services like fucking, was it Xbox Connect? What was it? That little LAN Connect shit. You could play Halo 1 online with the Xbox.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I never did that, but I know you could do that. So
I played that a lot, and like you can make it work if you really are like a tryhard, and you're like, I need to play the original Halo on the original Xbox. Like, you can still do it. There's no point in like prolonging the death of 360.
Even Halo 3 games, if you tried, you couldn't find matchmaking. What did it take? 10
exactly.
minutes
Like if nobody's on it, so what,
See, but I think probably around November, December timeframe, the servers shut down on like I think the 18th or the 21st of December. You're gonna see that player count go way up right before they shut it down. You'll probably see a huge resurgence of 360 players playing, as big as it can be, anyways. Because I remember when Halo 2 servers eventually shut down, there was a guy that stayed logged in like a good month or two past when the servers shut down, and that actually extended the life of that game by that amount of time. So I would not be surprised if the same thing happens with the 360 games right at the end.
I think it's going to be funny. I'm interested to see what happens. Because like they all made a group and like memed it up and played a custom game for like 2 weeks. And then people slowly started dropping.
I still never got my Spartan laser to kill 2 people.
Oh, no.
I need that one. I need to finish my Halo 3 achievements. I need this guy to help me. We need to do it.
The only reason I even play Halo is because of Alex.
That's a really good point, though. What happens to achievements that are online only when the 360 is no longer available?
They're gone.
Like,
you can't get them anymore.
I'm muted. Yeah, I'm fucking talking this whole time. I have no idea.
Wow, Will. Dropping those.
We're family friendly here, bro.
He's like, why does everyone keep cutting me off?
I know. I was like, you motherfuckers, you're gonna respond to me.
Oh my god.
Have you seen The Completionist? Always complaining about how you can't complete certain achievements because the game's no longer online.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just ran into that issue the other day. I was worried the infamous playing the player generated scenarios wouldn't work, but apparently they still have the player generated scenarios up and ready to go. So I was able to finish all of the infamous achievements. Halo is going to be one of those, the girl that got away type deals where it's like, oh no, I never got it. Unless this guy helps me finish the Halo 3 achievements. Maybe we'll do it one of these days.
We got time.
Stream it on Twitch for views.
Is Master Chief
Vidmaster again too?
I did Vidmaster with you. The only one I missed was Firefight. Hardened Firefight? That was the only one I missed. I don't want to do Anniversary anymore. No, not doing 4 ghosts through the end of the last level of Halo 3.
4 ghosts, yes.
That's man, that was horrible. That's another thing. Like, I hate seasons. I hate seasons in games. Yeah. That is the thing I hate the most about modern games is seasons. Because if you miss out on achievements, a lot of these games are like, nope, you don't get that. Everybody else bought the season can do it, but you can't.
Dude, Forza did it right. Because they started like repeating stuff and they'd tell you, oh, it's coming up in another 3 weeks or something. Because they had certain cars that were only available, which was nice because it would drive the price of that car up a lot. But if you got another one, you could sell on the little auction house there for like, $7 to $20 million and be able to buy whatever else you want that you may have missed out on. So it was nice that they had that trading built in without having to invest any actual money. Keep in mind, their seasons also were all free.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, okay, not free. $120 pass for the entire lifetime of the game.
I think MCC and Infinite are doing it the right way. So I hope other people will follow suit. For those that don't know, all seasons will always be accessible, and you can just assign a season when you're playing, and you'll make progress towards that season.
I love that.
The best example of what this person is saying down there was the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection on the Switch. We're like, oh, yeah, it's dead on March 31st, 2021.
What the hell is that?
Do you know how many sales of physical copies? It was like 12 million. It's like the 5th highest selling game on the Switch, or maybe the 10th. I don't know. It's somewhere between 5 and 10 on the list. And it's a game that is literally 3 games re-released in the laziest possible format you could come up with, which is essentially an emulator on the Switch. And it's sold like hotcakes because they said, oh, it's going to be gone on the 31st of March. It's like, okay, good job, Nintendo. You got a bunch of people's money. Now, how about we see that Zelda collection?
Did you buy it?
I did because I was stupid.
Yeah, oh, shit, boy, it worked.
Yeah, I got it digitally. Guilty.
It worked, boy.
I'm a dummy, and I will never do that again. I bought it, and I've never played it.
Well, it's funny. He says, I'll never do it again, but then he asked for Zelda. So it's going to be exactly the same thing.
That was kind of a joke.
I never played Mario's Sunshine or 3D World, so that was a good purchase for me.
The only upgrade, 3D World's not even on there. It's Galaxy.
What's the third one? Is Sunshine Galaxy?
Galaxy.
64.
64.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Which
So
is-
it's
which
one
was
game
the
I didn't
first-
play.
It was the first Mario 3D World, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the good
Bro,
one.
I'm here for it, dude. Release them all, Nintendo. I'm gonna buy them all. I don't give a fuck if it's exclusive or not.
I'm so
Like-
angry that they didn't widescreen 64. Like, how hard would it have been?
Yeah,
Could you
they should have put more
imagine
effort.
the boatload of cash they would make if they just released like their entire emulator library and say, "Hey, games are this much. Have at it."
They did that on the Wii and the Wii U, and everything sold well. And here we go. We got sarcastic eyes, SamuRylee over here. I don't know if that was for Nintendo or who that was for.
We can all do that, you know.
Yeah, but like mine's on a box. I was just doing it because I think that paying for something that I could just emulate better is just nonsense.
Well, I mean,
I bought it for my children to play it on the
let's
Switch.
just say
so.
emulate
different
legally.
reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I could.
come on, guys. I'm a criminal.
I
Oh
could make
no,
it
dude.
better.
Oh,
but
Matt
he's-
left. He's like,
scared
nope,
him,
he
bro.
noped out. He noped out.
I will not be part of this.
Or the lightning took his feed away. I don't know, because he lives right down the street from me, and I'm still worried lightning's going to take me away from this stream.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they proved that it works though, so you know it's gonna happen again.
Yeah.
And I want nothing more than like Metroid Prime series, but I hope it's actually good and not just like copy paste. Here you go.
YoungBiebs lost power. I was right.
Dang.
We'll miss you.
I could lose power midstream, and then Will's in charge.
Yeah.
Dude, hold on. I need my
Dangerous
glasses. I can't see Sam.
Then
There's
we'll lose
something
his
wrong.
power, and then we'll be in charge again.
Yes. Mhm. Yeah, because it's storming up here too, Chris. So very possible.
Yeah, and then DotSlashFrag takes over the podcast.
Yeah.
This is around the time
For
the
the
internet
second.
goes out.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I just messaged him back. All right, we're good. If he gets power back, he'll join back, but he's like, we'll see. He's worried he's not getting it back tonight. He's on a different part of the grid than I am, clearly. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here we go. This is a request for Mr. SamuRylee. I think
Yeah,
I think if you super chat him $100, he might consider it.
There we
Oh
go.
my God.
Okay.
Oh, you have a physical focus thing, don't you?
Oh yeah, no. I use a DSLR. I use a T2i, and I run it through like an actual Canon like sponsored program, but it's not for my camera. It's for a different camera. But like it works. But I just use my DSLR because I have it. Might as well.
Makes sense. I used to use my iPhone until I bought a what is it? A Logitech C920S or whatever.
Yeah, it's probably the best webcam that's not, buying a mirrorless DSLR.
Yeah.
I whipped out the fancy camera for you guys too, so it looked good.
Mhm.
Look at you, beers and bacon,
Okay, I'm not
looking
showing
good.
Yeah,
my
so did I.
shoulder.
You see, like my lighting system I got up, like it's pretty high tech right now. So
I'm like, it
really
looks good.
appreciate it.
Pass, dude.
I'm
for
not
my-
It's just
showing
got the
my
little
shoulder.
got the little VHS lines going through it every once in a while.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
He's like, it's
Put
a
that
filter.
shoulder away,
Excuse
young
me.
man.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Should we start the Review Tech USA thing? $50. I'll take my shirt off. I'm just kidding. We're not
I'll do
doing
it for
that.
free.
What you say?
Not
We went
my
up
good-
we went up 2 viewers when I said that.
Not my good Christian gaming podcast. You don't.
Oh my gosh. We have never claimed to be a Christian podcast. It's a
I'm
family
claiming it
friendly
right
podcast.
now.
Okay. If you say so. Wait a second. Do I see $1 for DotSlashFrag? Is that what I'm
Yep.
seeing here?
Wait, did
Mhm.
he donated it to himself. I don't think they
That's not to myself. That's to them. I'm like the first dollar they earned on YouTube, bro.
You are, in fact, the first
Mhm.
$1 we've earned on YouTube.
Let's go, boy.
Unfortunately,
And last.
we need 98 more dollars to get actual money in our bank
Oh
accounts.
no.
Let's go.
Because you got, I don't know if you guys are in the partner program now, so you know this. It's $100 before you can pull money out. We'll never get there, Will.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it, so it's fine.
Will's like, we're partners.
Mhm. We're on YouTube.
What? All right. Okay. So back to kind of on topic here, guys. Who's getting the Steam Deck and any other next gen consoles, and why?
I
And
want
Will,
to
you can say you've already got Xbox Series X.
Yeah, I got the Series X. I'm so locked into the Xbox ecosystem at this point that That's the reason why I got another Xbox, just because it plays every game I have essentially. And if it doesn't, I have all the other Xboxes, so I'm good to go.
And who was nice enough to go find that Xbox Series X for you?
My other friend. It wasn't Chris. So no, Chris found it for me and picked it up. There's nothing up here. Like I've seen a couple digital PS5s and that's it. Oh, I saw a Series S finally. But the Steam Deck is super interesting to me. I want to see like what it launches like and how it plays, and I might pick that up too.
All right.
I want the Series X just to play Rock Band 4 because I have so much money invested in that huge song library. Because it's the one thing all my friends, we get drunk and then we just come back and basically karaoke it.
So since you donated these $5, we should probably answer this question.
I actually have I have answers for this one. Just like
if any sequel, what would it be?
Just 1 second.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Will's like, I want a sequel to
you guys may as well answer while he's gone.
Yeah.
I don't have the physical copy right here, but I would say BMX XXX. 13-year-old me would say that.
I have 4. Kaya Dark Lineage. That game ended off on a cliffhanger. Totally needs a sequel. I want them to come back or like maybe just reboot it and not like a sequel. But the Epic Mickey games, I feel like they don't get a lot of love. This game was actually kind of fun.
I have an answer that goes along with the Epic Mickey games.
What's that?
The Magical Quest starring Mickey from the Super Nintendo, which is better than all of the Mickey games on the Genesis.
I do remember that game.
I'm actually doing
I'm always prepared.
I'm doing a review of that game with a friend of ours, DW Relive, so that'll be fun. But my honest to God answer, Dead Rising 5. I need it. I need Dead Rising 5.
I love those games.
The conspiracy theories that they keep building off of from one to the next is hilarious, and I want to know where it ends because they haven't.
If you ever want to play some online Dead Rising 4,
I'll do that. I'm down.
Let's go.
Or Terror is Reality. I'll do some of that too. From Dead Rising 2.
Yeah. What about you, Will?
Yeah, so there's a couple. Like obviously they're remaking Fable, so that would have been my first answer. But I love the Amped series, so I really would love a new Amped game. That's a new snowboarding game on the original Xbox and 360. Munch's Odyssey. Has anyone ever heard of this game?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, I just discovered Abe's Odyssey is on my PS Classic.
Yeah, it is. And I would love a sequel to that game in particular. I know they're going back and kind of like remaking the older Abe games, but I would love for them to either remake or make a sequel to Munch's Odyssey.
Have you played the new one?
Yeah, the Soulstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I do like the 3D environment of Munch's Odyssey though. So like I'm partial to 3D platformers versus 2D. Let's see what else. Oh, I would love a proper sequel to Zoo Tycoon. I honestly like the only Zoo Tycoon game I actually like is like the first one and the expansion packs for that one. The Zoo Tycoon 2 game was too simple. It was too easy to like exploit. And then the one on the Xbox sucked.
Have you played Planet Zoo?
I'm gonna buy that game, so that's on my list for this year. Yeah,
very good.
Okay,
I've played it. I have a number of hours in it. You'd love it if you like Zoo Tycoon.
I'm so pumped. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's definitely on my list this year. Yep.
So I'm gonna put this. This is a super chat. I'm gonna put it on the screen for a split second, and then it's gonna go away. But I'm gonna put it on just because they gave us $2 for it. There's this one. All right, and it's gone.
All right, listen. I made a joke in my friend Sodi's DMs where I go, almost time for the podcast. And then I copy paste, do not talk about MILFs 100 times. Now they're here. They're here.
My actual answer to this would be Skies of Arcadia, but
okay.
Skies of Arcadia.
Yeah, really? That's the one?
That's a throwback.
There's so many games I would have said, but like when we're talking about remasters, I was scrolling through and like every game I would have said I want a sequel to is like either remastered or remade. So I'm like, fuck it, dude. Like I don't need like Tony Hawk, for instance. I don't need another Tony Hawk. The remake or remaster or whatever is so fucking good.
Yeah, 1 and 2 remake from what I've seen is really good.
It's so good.
Just add the rest of the games. I'll be happy. Well, cut it off at 4. Anything after 4 doesn't count.
I mean, honestly, just build on the engine they released and just release new maps. Like, I don't even need the other games.
Well, 1 and 2, I felt like the engine for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is so much better than anything they came up with after those two.
I mean,
Yep.
well, all the way up until like Underground, it was pretty good, I thought.
But I did like American Wasteland. I'm like one of the few people that
that's
said
like,
that was
like one of the
amazing.
worst ones.
I actually went back and found the Xbox 360 version of that game and bought it again.
I was just so happy they had the awesome soundtrack.
Yeah. And then I will say the only other game that I wish would be remade or remastered or even a sequel, like a real sequel to it, is Need for Speed Most Wanted from 2005.
Oh, so good. The new one
The
was awful.
best version of Most Wanted, the best Need for Speed game ever made.
2005?
2005.
Didn't they just re-release or remake one?
They did one in 2012, and it's usually called Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012, and it's not good at all.
Well,
Like,
I thought they
I
just
think
remastered it. Yeah.
I think they just remastered.
Yeah.
Oh no! Did I lose this?
Oh, they remastered Hot Pursuit.
I was gonna say I don't think they did Most Wanted. They're afraid to
Most
touch
Wanted is
Most
amazing.
Wanted.
Yeah.
They are afraid to touch Most Wanted, and I don't blame them because if you mess that game up, it'd be like if they said Halo 3 Anniversary is coming out, everybody'd be like, 343, can you pull that off?
That's because the freaking Hot Pursuit remake was terrible.
Dude, I just remember playing Most Wanted and running from the cops and getting in like an alleyway and then hiding. It was so much fun. It was such a good game, and I hadn't played anything really like that other than like GTA probably, and GTA was much more than just racing and running from cops and stuff.
I miss GTA without. I wouldn't get a sequel. Just give me GTA Online where I can unlock everything without giving you fucking money. Sorry.
I really need to ask a question here. All right, SamuRylee, are you in Australia?
Does he sound like he's no?
I don't think so, but somebody said Aussies and their bad internet, so I'm very confused.
Oh, I'm not Australian, Eli.
That's why I was like, what?
Listen,
It's like, dang, it's like
awful.
4
I
in the
love
morning
them,
for
but
you.
they're awful. There is one other game that I want a sequel of, or like just a new one. Have you ever played the Street NBA games?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Another one of these games, best basketball game you can play easily.
No.
This thing.
They need to remake. Well, I guess they kind of did on mobile, but NBA Jam.
Yes.
All right, but can we get a faithful one?
Yeah, the mobile one wasn't bad at all, and the one that was on the Xbox Arcade,
Yeah. It was
on the Xbox One, it was decent.
Ooh, I got another good question to roll into. Okay, so modern remakes have kind of changed a lot of games and like how they play, how they control. And there have been some, in my opinion, that have been bad eggs. So what would be a game that if a studio said, we're going to be doing a new version of this game, you'd be like, oh, that's not a good idea?
Mario Golf, they did, and they ruined it.
Okay. I've got Toadstool Tour sitting over in the corner here.
No, I just don't like the speed golf idea behind it. I liked the more power up, like normal pace of the past game.
Okay, barring Mario Golf, what's your next answer?
I don't know.
Because you're like Mario Golf. That's the thing. It's like you were ready for that question.
No,
I mean, I don't want to grill you live, but like, can you really say that they ruined a game you haven't played? Like, I just kind of get offended when people say this stuff. It's just annoying,
what I'm
you know?
saying is,
I mean, watching reviews, I just know I wouldn't like the style.
I thought you were saying my question. I was like,
that they changed it to.
No.
I just know I wouldn't like the style of gameplay because I want to play Mario. I want to play golf that has Mario in it, not a game that isn't actually golf. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not saying Mario Golf was like super realistic or anything, but
I have it, so I'm just saying we can just make a video and we can see if it's
I'll
the
play
worst
it.
game ever.
LegendAF's over here like, come on over, beers and bacon. We'll have some beers and bacon.
Oh, he
and
always
try
does
Mario
this when I
Golf.
say I don't like something. He's like, "You want to bet?"
I mean, you're allowed to not like things, but
I know.
usually, I mean, I feel like you got to experience it to say you don't like it.
Hey, I have limited time, and I have to choose if I'm going to risk hating that time.
But how can you pick that as your example if you've never played it?
No.
Why do you play games with me then? You never have a good time with me.
Something with bad controls. Yeah, I don't know.
I got it. If I ever hear them say that they're going to remake Brink, I'm deleting Microsoft. Point blank.
That game didn't even make it out the gate.
What is Brink?
Away from me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, would them saying we're gonna remake Conker's Bad Fur Day give you pause, or would you be all for it?
I would give me pause because they're never gonna remake that game. They
just saying,
take some of the humor and stuff out of it.
Well, they already did that once with Reloaded.
That's what I mean. It's just I don't think it could happen. It wouldn't be the same game.
Can you imagine Phil Spencer goes up on the stage and he goes, "We're gonna remake Conker's Bad Fur Day," and then everybody's clapping. All of a sudden, Reloaded. No, you picked the wrong one.
Yeah. Which honestly doesn't make any sense to me because, like, why did they cut some of that stuff out for the Xbox? Because wasn't the Xbox supposed to be more edgy?
The mature console, yeah, it was supposed to be. I didn't understand that either.
Not to mention, I mean, the game. It's not like the game was rated NC-17 or AO or whatever. You know, they do. It's just potty, toilet humor. It's not
pretty
like
much.
Yeah.
I mean, did y'all play BMX XXX?
I did not, but I've heard what that was.
Please spell my name right.
That game was censored on Sony, but on GameCube, I picked this shit up at Hollywood Video for like $10, and I was like 14, and I'm like, okay, they let me buy it. First of all, second of all, it's like literally you play the game, it's pretty normal. It's like a terrible BMX game, and then you like beat the level, and literally real life videos of like girls on fucking stages stripping come out. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what is going on?
Wait a minute, what is this? I need to buy this.
Yeah, you could ride the BMX too as like naked people, basically.
If you took out the sleeve and turned it over, it was like a pinup of a girl in the strip club on the back of the GameCube like cover thing. And I was like, okay.
I think Scott the Waz covered that game. That's how I heard about it.
It's very interesting. To answer your question, I don't think I'd pause on any game because if it looks bad when it comes out, I probably just wouldn't play it. However, I think at this point with Resident Evil, they have one really good hit, and then they have a terrible. Like Resident Evil 3 Remake was not fun. It was the most linear pile of trash I've ever played. And I like the engine, and I'm glad they're using that engine for more things. But if they're like, hey, we're going to make RE4, I'm just going to wait for reviews to come out. And if it looks linear, I'm not going to play it. So,
what if they remade the original Manhunt? Do you think they'd remake that?
And it got banned again?
Yeah. I remember playing that.
Yeah, didn't that one? No, that one didn't get banned. I thought it got made adults only.
Well, basically, yeah, adult only.
I remember picking that up at the store.
They changed it to make it on adult only at some point.
Yeah, because it was just too much blood and gore. I guess was.
I mean,
they right now.
Yeah, they went back and fixed it, but they also San Andreas got retroactively marked adult only.
Oh yeah,
because of the stupid fucking mod.
Yep.
So
it wasn't even that bad.
It's the only time hot coffee's been associated with that.
Ratings on games are so stupid, dude.
I mean, they are. Look at a rated R movie and a game just because it's interactive.
Said, take my name off this game when they showed it BMX.
That's accurate, dude. I'm pretty sure the main character looks like him too.
Well, yeah, it was a Dave Mira BMX game, and then they made the XXX thing, and he was like, what? I'm sure he walked into that office, and they showed him some of the footage, and he was like, "What the?" I'm not gonna finish the sentence, but I'm sure he was like, "No, don't release this. I don't want this on my name." Can you imagine if they did like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater XXX? Tony Hawk would be like, "Nope, let's get this off my name."
Yeah.
They're waiting for the Krillcast XXX OnlyFans for Will.
I already have that.
The Manhunt was actually Manhunt 2. It looks like that was banned.
So just for fun, at one point in time, we did an ESRB video. So I looked up the list of adults only games, and some of them have the most hilarious names I've ever seen in my life. And I'm just like, okay, I guess this is a game for somebody.
Yeah.
Like they have to sell for them to have multiple. Like when I saw that there was a sequel for one of these, I was like, I guess there's an audience there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you have to sell well in order to like really hit that sequel.
Exactly. Like you don't get, Dave's Big Pony 1, 2, and 3 if you don't have a good
Yeah,
audience.
there's not a Custer's Revenge 2, like.
No, that was it. Custer's Revenge or Custer's Last Stand. I can't remember.
I don't remember. It's one of those two.
Yeah,
But,
it was like
a second.
As a naked guy in an Atari game. So it's like you can't even tell what's going on other than you see his big instrument in the middle of the screen, and that's about all.
Your imagination. That's what turns
his
you on.
instrument.
So,
yeah,
that's what I'm gonna call it.
His instrument.
Like
So
I've heard of
fancy.
people getting their YouTube channels a guideline strike for playing that game because of what it actually is representing. And it's like, dude, it's pixels. It's like 5 pixels. And yes, it is big for the amount of pixels on the screen, but you can't tell what it is.
that game is so fucked, dude.
Anyway, it's like at what point do you have to censor a game? It's 5 pixels. Like,
There was this
Dude, back
game that
then?
came out on Steam a while ago that was basically about a guy that just goes on a murderous rampage and go around shooting innocent people. And I've played it, and I was like, what the fuck?
But is that, there was a game that was supposed to come out. I think it was literally called School Shooter, and I was like, nope, that's tasteless.
Yeah.
That game that you were talking about is that one Hatred, right?
Oh, yep, Hatred.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that made it.
There was a game on the Nintendo eShop that I think until a bunch of news outlets caught wind of it, it was like you're in the back of a limo, and it's like the whole point of the game is try not to get caught. I'm trying to figure out how to say this YouTube guidelines wise. Self-appreciation.
That's real life.
It's just sitting in the back of a limo.
Oh, you mean like a little bit of me time?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Apparently that was on the eShop, and you were like, it was like the whole point of it was try not to get caught. It's like, who's doing this in a limo? Like,
don't get caught slanging,
exactly.
under wraps.
And I'm like, hold up a second. So it's just one person by themselves in the back of a limo. Like, what's the point of this game? Like,
Does it work with Nintendo Labo VR?
oh my gosh! You can have the actual limo mirror or limo window and open and close it with Labo. It's just the best thing ever. I really want to be
immersed,
Oh my gosh! You can see the limo driver 1 second, the next second he's gone. Anyways, with that being said, like, is there even a market for like these more out there games in modern era? I feel like that era of gaming is basically done. Like Leisure Suit Larry has been delisted from all of eBay.
I think
Have you been on Steam lately?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, other than Steam, I mean, on the PC though, you can get anything you want. You just got to find the right place to find it.
The eShop too on Nintendo.
Well, Nintendo's quality control has gone way down. I will say.
Oh,
that.
it's garbage. It's awful.
I won't let my kids browse the eShop.
I'm saying there's always going to be a market for that, but it's not the mainstream market. It's not AAA studios making those anymore. It used to be the big studios out, Leisure Suit Larry being the example that basically started it all.
Yeah, I feel like getting a game like that made and like really out there, you kind of have to publish it yourself. It's really difficult to actually go through Steam Greenlight and stuff like that. Like I feel like they catch you and they're like, no, not today, dude. maybe post it to one of those adult websites, but not here, dude.
Yeah, I know Sony and Microsoft have been good about curating their stores, but Nintendo and Steam are definitely not.
No, yeah, Nintendo's awful, dude, awful.
Which is bizarre because Nintendo was never like that in the past.
Yeah, and it's so.
No, there's so much hentai games now on Nintendo. It's always in the sales section.
Well, you know what's funny? There's a game called Hentai vs. Evil, and there's no hentai in it. Or at least not hentai in the sense that Americans think hentai is.
Yeah, well, Chris bought it because
I saw a reviewer actually talk about it. He said, he played through the whole game, and I was like, wow, that's pretty dedication for a review, I guess. He's like, I was waiting for the hentai to show up, and it never did. And I was like, oh.
He wanted it, dude.
But I could buy anime booba and take them on the go? Nintendo Switch.
It's for the hentai enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting for the opposite of Leisure Suit Larry being Maid Suit Mary. There you go.
Maid Suit Mary.
Maid Suit Sam.
Made outfit off already, guys. Come on.
Anyways, let me see where are we going with this next.
Well,
do you think that the pandemic has slowed down games to a point where we will see far less releases over the course of like 2020 through 2022? Like, when does the slowdown end?
You'll see less AAA, but I think more indie stuff because some indie developers just had to stay at home and work on their games.
Yeah, I think that's actually like pretty much it, right? Like, no more indie devs have the opportunity to get their vision out there. So I feel like that's like the explosion is because of the pandemic. I feel like the pandemic was really good for indie devs in the sense that like they had time to work on something that they were really passionate about.
To me, though, like, I mean, this fall still seems like a really full release season. This fall and winter, it doesn't seem.
But a lot of these games have been delayed, or they've been worked on a long time.
But I think we may have missed out last year on a lot of stuff, and it'll just kind of return to normal after this, as long as that, they can plan for something like this next time. Yeah, if something like this were to happen again, I totally see it, happening again, where we see AAA games just be like, well, not this year. Sorry, folks.
I have a more controversial question then. Do you think they should have delayed the Xbox Series X and the PS5?
Yes. I totally think that they should.
Actually, I'm going to disagree with you.
Oh, well, I disagree with you anyway. So I think they should have delayed it 2 years into 2022 so they actually have parts. But
that's true.
So my question was going to be how do they release a PS5 in November, but there's like 2 actual PS5 games out?
So this kind of goes with my question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I bought Ratchet and Clank, and there's like no other games out.
Or the ones that were supposed to be PS5 exclusives are now also on the PS4 because of the oversaturated PS4 market.
Yeah. So as like a new Sony person, I'm like, why did I buy a PS5? Like, literally, there's no games. I can play the backlog, which is cool, but like everything's supposed to be next gen, and it's just like Ratchet and Clank looks good.
You could actually play Cyberpunk 2077 and it works.
I think they wanted to release it because the hardware development was already done. Even if you gave it another 2 years, they're not going to change, their processors the APUs they develop with, AMD. And I think given it 2 more years, yes, you would have had more release games, but I don't know if you would have necessarily felt that same technological jump because you would have had 2 more generations of PC graphics cards by then.
Well, given how bad scalping was, though, so the next question rolling with that, since you guys have all kind of given your opinion, except for SamuRylee, who keeps biting his tongue over there, would the rollout have gone better had they only sold next-gen consoles to people that had current-gen consoles and limited it to 1 per person like Steam did with the Steam Deck?
Oh, they should. I think they should always limit new stuff like that, one per address, home address, because well,
the scammers can figure out ways around that. I'm saying if they literally said, "Here's our soft launch," anybody that has an Xbox One, Xbox One S, Xbox Series X, or Xbox One X,
would I need
now purchase?
Or could I already have a username? Because I sold my One X long before the new one came out.
I'm saying if they literally launched it in the Xbox store on the Xbox. You go into the Xbox store on your console and they have a special.
Well, I like what Xbox started doing. I'm not sure if they're still doing it. Is when you could be an Xbox insider and you would get access to the new Xbox. And again, it'd only be one. Like, you're definitely registered to the Xbox in your account, so they can track if you're scalping it or not. Or at the very least, they can track if you're getting more than one console.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a slippery slope.
Sony started doing that too with their store. I think the biggest problem about that is like logistics of then no store gets them. Like, I'm sure there's like some sort of contractual obligations that they have to, hit, where like when they're selling a new console, it has to hit Walmart, it has to hit Best Buy, it has to hit GameStop. So like, how do those companies make sure that you don't already have one? And I think the answer is like,
I wasn't saying everybody. I was saying essentially that specifically before they launch everywhere, give a pre-order special to your current Xbox subscriber base.
I mean, that helps the people who have one, but in my case, I didn't have a PlayStation, so I wouldn't have been able to get one.
Well, no, they would still launch everywhere. I'm saying like before you give it to the option to everybody, hit your diehard fans first.
I get what you're saying.
Like if Nintendo offered the Wii U owners Like, hey, get the Switch early.
All three of us. Yeah.
Come on, guys. I still use mine.
Yeah, I know I do too. I freaking love the Wii U.
I've got mine right here. Hold on.
I think the actual solution, cause I mean, like, yeah, that they should have, allowed people who wanted to buy one, who had one, buy it. But I think the actual solution would have been what happened to me with my AMD processor. Like, I bought it and I was just put on a wait list for like 4 months. So I waited 4 months to get my processor. So like, I don't know why these companies aren't allowing, like Sony and Xbox specifically. Why can't I go on their website and say I want an Xbox?
Yeah,
I want
that's fair. Yeah, I totally
send
agree
it to me. Send it to me in a year. Send it to me in 6 months. Like, just put me on this list so I don't have to worry about scalpers. I don't have to like refresh websites and do all this stupid shit. Like, just put me on a list and send it when you get it. Like, that to me is the easiest solution.
Which is basically what Steam has done with the Steam Deck. It's like reserve yours now, and we'll have an estimated time of when you'll get it.
That's what EVGA started doing with the RTX cards. You go sign up for an email notification.
I think that's what AF just told us.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I had to pee so bad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I hate to go off camera, but oh god.
You didn't have to admit it. You're in the private chat telling us. You don't have to tell the whole audience.
No, it's okay. They're free to know.
Dude, I hate scalpers.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I think that
GPU. I have a
Exactly.
I have an RX 580 right now. That's like
Hop
what
in that
I'm running
EVGA
at the
line.
moment. And I'm just
I mean,
I
it
think
took me 3 months, but
the
I'm
real
leaning on
people
that
that
Steam Deck.
card.
the real people that got hurt are just people who aren't like tech savvy. The people that just want, that new console. Because now, like, their parents or them specifically are paying like double the price or even $200 more, and like that to me is just toxic. You should never be able to scalp. It's just
There was
it's
a guy
almost
that
like
made,
market manipulation.
There was a guy that made, I think it was like, they said $13 million just scalping at PS5s.
That's
It was
so
like
crazy,
a
man.
16-year-old. I'm like, how does a 16-year-old have enough money to buy enough PS5s?
They bought
Just-
one,
I mean,
bro.
Think about this too. They stopped people from scalping toilet paper and from scalping, hand sanitizer last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
this
you
isn't.
you jack up the prices in retail, then people stop scalping.
The
That's what they did.
Steam Deck,
Yeah.
even the Steam Deck, I saw like right as it was like launched for you to like pre-order and whatnot. People
went
were
right to
already
eBay.
selling it.
No,
on
eBay
eBay
cut it off.
for like $2,000. Like,
eBay shut that down within minutes. Like eBay
As they
literally jumped over that and said,
Yeah.
no, you guys are selling something that you don't have in hand at all, and it's impossible for you to have it right now. You cannot scalp this. That's what eBay basically shut down scalpers. Because people are selling essentially, I have a reserve for a Steam Deck. And it's like, that's illegal. You can't sell, like, that'd be like saying, I have a reserve for a concert ticket. You don't even have the concert ticket. You can't sell it.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, some companies did it okay, like GameStop bundling stuff. Yeah, it sucks to pay more for a bundle, but at least it's still like retail, which is how I ended up getting it. I ended up getting a PS5 that way. So
It's not the lack of quality control QVC controllers, right? Where you're paying an extra $60
No,
for a controller
no.
that's like $15.
Official Sony stuff that came with them.
Exactly.
The only arguable thing in there was it came with Marvel's Avengers.
And a $20
So, I mean,
gift card to GameStop.
Marvel's Avengers is a dog shit game, but at the end of the day, like everything in there was retail. So it was like, I think like $7.99 or something, but I'm not
4
paying
games.
$7.99 just for a PS5. So
Just want to shout out to Stephen Brown. Thanks for that, buddy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
thanks, bro.
We always have good chemistry with DotSlashFrag. I just threw SamuRylee in there because he's a cool dude.
I mean, Matt had a good point earlier. We could get a 4-player Dead Rising going.
Let's go.
Oh yes.
Wait, who are we dropping? That's the real question.
Oh, I mean, obviously.
We got 5 people here.
don't worry, boys. I'll take the sacrifice.
Play him off. Keep it back.
he's like Dead Rising.
Play me off,
Nope.
boys.
Get me out of here.
Yeah, if the DotSlashFrag who wants to play Dead Rising, I'll make time.
All
Not
right,
tonight.
We'll get it. We'll
Not
get it
tonight,
going
though.
eventually. Yeah, not tonight. We'll get it going though.
Custer's Last Stand, though, I'm out. Don't count me in for that
No,
one.
yeah, that's a single player game. Don't even worry about it. Come on.
Mhm.
I play that one by myself with the lights off in my room.
In the back of a
Flip the sign
limousine.
at my door to say, don't come in.
Oh,
There's
man.
just some really faint R&B playing in the background.
Yeah,
I'm losing it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm losing it.
I should have gotten some beer for tonight.
I've lost. I lost it before I even got here. So.
All right. I want to give this opportunity since we got about 15 minutes left on this cast. Is there anything you guys want to bring up about modern gaming that we have not covered, or any real subject at all? I'm going to start with. I know Will's got to go soon here, so is there anything you want to bring up first?
Yeah. So I'm probably going to get pushback on this. I hate how, at least it seems, that most big games nowadays are just chasing trends. Like, when's the last time we really had a game that really set the trend? Like most companies are just like one game, like an indie game will set something up that's really interesting concept, like say like Battle Royale, and then every other game now has to include that freaking mode. Instead of like, I remember like growing up with the N64, the Xbox, PlayStation 2, and it felt like every game that came out was something new. They all always felt different. Now there are so many games that just seem exactly the same.
I totally agree. You can ask Alex. I had the same thing written down in some notes before we started this.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, there's not a lot of new concepts out there, I will say.
Yeah. I feel like
it's eventually going to become like music, though, where it's impossible to come up with something new that's been done.
That was like exactly what I was about to say. Yeah, it's like it kind of seems difficult to kind of come up with something that's like completely new. Like at this point, everything is kind of derivative. But like you can be derivative but not chase trends, you know, like you can be derivative but still make something different and interesting.
Like when Dead Rising came out, all the zombie games are fast, and Dead Rising was like, no, this is Shaun of the Dead. Like this is in the mall. It was different, you know.
That's why I loved it.
So, like Left 4 Dead for me is usually too fast. I like Left 4 Dead, but it's way faster than Dead Rising. You don't get all the humor and the mall fun where you're picking up random objects to beat a zombie with.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I think you're right. Like the games that chase trends don't usually really last very long. And I think that the games that truly do succeed are the games that have community-driven content, because like look at Fortnite. A big reason why it's still going is because it has so many custom limited time modes that are made by people. And like Halo's not chasing the battle royale trend, which is exciting to me because I don't want Halo battle royale. Like Halo always did a good job innovating its game types and making fun game types for the Halo sandbox. So I'm interested to see, you know, if somebody wants to make battle royale, make it in Forge. Like MOBAs came out of community-driven tools. You know, Warcraft 3, somebody made Dota, and then they copied Dota a million times. Heroes of the Storm, well, not Heroes of the Storm, Heroes of New Earth first, and all those MOBAs came out, League of Legends, and they started a trend. And it's like Warcraft 3 wasn't a fucking MOBA engine. So I think that the more Battlefield Portal, for instance, giving people community-driven content, that's what's going to succeed, and that's where you're going to see the new trend start. So if Halo comes out and somebody makes a really fun game type in Forge and 343 embraces it and puts it like in matchmaking or something, I think that's where we'll see people innovate, as opposed to like people who are working a 9 to 5, just trying to get the just trying to meet their company's quota of getting money. If you look at the Warcraft 3 remastered, a lot of the reasons that the lead of the team said that they didn't succeed was because of the pressure from Activision for it to be the next billion-dollar franchise. So like all these companies are chasing financials. When you have a kid in a room who just enjoys the game and sandbox and makes something cool, like that's where you're going to see innovation come. So,
and hopefully they don't fork the Forge on Halo, because that would be disappointing.
Oh my God, fingers crossed, dude. I'm like, so Sodi, I don't know if they're still here, is so excited for Infinite. And because of them, it's been infectious. I haven't been excited about Halo since Reach. So like, it's really nice to kind of be into it again. And if they stumble it, I'll cry.
Chris is like, you've said the wrong game there.
It was Reach. No, it was 3.
Yeah,
I liked Reach. I don't know.
I enjoyed.
I'm not saying I disliked Reach. I'm saying that the last time, honestly, the most excited I've ever been for a game in my entire life was Halo 3, because of the hype of the campaign and marketing, and just the aura that surrounded Bungie, like the do no wrong aura of Bungie back when.
I had the weirdest like.
Ooh.
Actually, the best marketing I've ever seen was Dead Island, but
good video games.
Oh my God.
That game is so bad.
The marketing was hilarious, though.
No, the marketing was amazing. You remember that ridiculous trailer of the family in the hotel? Like, my goodness, they won like an Emmy for that. It's like,
and then you play the game and you're like, what the hell is this?
Hey, shout out to Long Brother. I love that guy. He's been on our channel for a long time now.
That's
yeah.
though. Like, I hope Infinite's good.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
I
miss Bungie's
spot there, I think, because my younger brother bought an original Xbox, I think, when I was a junior in high school when it first came out. And so I only got really 2 years of that. And then I brought my PC with me to college. And I didn't get another Xbox till 360 had been out for ages already. So I skipped Halo 2 and 3. And then I played Reach. I still have my copy of Reach that I got from Microsoft that says this is I got into the private test of it. And it's just like literally letters printed on it. Like, this is a preview copy, do not sell, and like all this other crap. So I like that one. And then I didn't play 4, but I am excited for Infinite just because being a primary PC gamer, like, it's exciting to me that I'll be able to play that on release day with all my people that are on Xbox still.
That is cool.
Like,
all right. I think so. We'll ask this question. SamuRylee, is there anything you want to add or we haven't talked about already? Oh, and he froze right when I said that. Oh, there you go. Now you're back. You're good. You're good. You're alive.
We're living.
Is there anything you want to add or say before we conclude or something you want to cover before we conclude?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like we've had pretty good conversation. We covered pretty much everything I would have probably talked about anyway. So,
all right, move on to beers and bacon or bed and breakfast, whatever B&B stands for.
Mm-hmm. I've got only I guess 2 things, and I'll just do them really quick. One of them is I think they need to relook the whole holiday release schedule thing. I think there should be a more steady release of games all during the year. And then the second one was I want to see AAA games that are console only coming to PC more often. Like, I would love to play Ratchet and Clank on PC.
Oh my
God. I think Microsoft is doing it right by all their IPs now are coming to both platforms with crossplay right off the bat. And I think that's going to be kind of huge for them.
Yeah, and some of Sony's games are making their way to PC more often than I was expecting them to. Like, what was the big one last year? Death Stranding made it. Death Stranding.
Yeah.
And Horizon. Yeah, that one too. Yeah. I found that really interesting, but I think those are third-party studios contracted to Sony to make those games.
Support them, yeah.
Yeah.
Bring Bloodborne to the PC.
I don't think that's ever happening. I don't think that's ever happening.
I mean, I want to see games like Ratchet and Clank because you just don't see AAA platformers like that coming to PC at all.
You mean Super Lucky's Tale doesn't count?
Yeah.
That wasn't a bad game.
That's all I think I
I guess on Ukulele, but that game was...
Yeah, that one's one of the biggest disappointments for me because Banjo-Kazooie franchise was so good. And then Ukulele had so much promise, and it just didn't quite make it.
I've never played Banjo-Kazooie.
So this is
all right, kick him out.
This is a very interesting topic for me because I feel like this is like a point of conflict for remakes and remasters and spiritual successors. That game, Ukulele, it was basically Banjo-Kazooie. Like, they didn't change the formula, they didn't change anything, and I think that's why people don't like it. It's because Banjo-Kazooie is a very outdated game. It's not by any means fun to play. It's nostalgic to play. So, like, releasing a game where you're not really innovating on the genre, and it's literally just like the same copy paste game with different characters and story. I feel like that's why they flopped on that, and it just wasn't fun. It was so barren, and
it's the difference of you or I going back and picking up Banjo-Kazooie and still enjoying it because we enjoyed it then, and then like, you know, someone younger who never played it and goes to play it now, they'd probably be like, what the hell is this and why do people love this so much? So
no, you know what's funny is I was chatting with somebody on, I think it was on Twitter, and I was talking about Banjo-Kazooie, and they were like, oh yeah, that nuts and bolts race car simulator, and my heart about
like that one.
My heart about broke in half because I was like, you have no idea what you're talking about. I love the intro to Nuts and Bolts because I love how they got like old Banjo, he's big and fat, and the birds like, you know, whatever. And then you got was it Gruntilda or what is it, Grunty, whatever.
Grunty for short.
Yeah. And my goodness, I love that intro. And then I hate what they did with the franchise because it's a good game, but it's not Banjo-Kazooie.
Well, they can hope it comes
any
back.
Skin on that game, like any other characters, and it still would have been a fun game. But yeah, I agree.
It was a good game, but for me, it's the same as Halo Wars. That's a great RTS, but it's the wrong franchise, I think, for that genre.
I liked it with Halo.
I think it's a great game that tells the story well, but I think it's aiming for the wrong market. You were marketing to people that play FPS games. You're not marketing to people that generally play RTS.
That's probably why I liked it. I'm a huge RTS person. So.
Halo Golf, maybe.
Dude, I play
Halo Golf for 9 seasons.
As long as I can get a smart ass grunt to be my fucking caddy, like just making comments the whole time, that would be fantastic.
No, what we need is what is it? What the heck? Shadow of Mordor, but Halo. You got like grunts leading the clans of the Covenant.
Bro, Alex, Chivalry 2.
Yeah.
But a Lord of the Rings game.
Yeah, I mean, Shadow of Mordor, or not Shadow of Mordor. They did do one like that. I forgot what it's called though. It was like a online action fighting game for Lord of the Rings. It was fun. You had like magic and shit though, so it got weird.
Liked Shadow of Mordor. I thought that game was good, but yeah, it was weird because I feel like it had so little to do with actual Lord of the Rings lore and everything.
All right, I do have one more thing I want to add. So since Phil Spencer got us Phantasy Star Online 2 back on the mainstream, which is a Japanese game, I would love to see him also bring back the other Xbox exclusive RPG from back in the day, which is Shin Megami Tensei 9. It was a Japanese only release, and it's the only Shin Megami Tensei game I've never played.
So I have no comments because I've never played it.
Bring back Blinks.
Other than the Phantasy Star fucking sucked when I played it when they re-released it on Xbox. So.
I can tell the Midnight Channel must have heard me talking about Shin Megami Tensei 9 because here he is. Anyways, I always have to throw that one in there for Phil Spencer and for Spencer, my friend. So
how do you feel about him saying that Halo Infinite isn't the last chance for Halo to make it?
I disagree.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they'll still make Halos is what he means, but like as a community, if they fuck up Infinite, I feel like nobody's going to ever give them a chance, especially the PC crowd who's only experienced it through Master Chief Collection, which wasn't a great experience and still isn't that great of an experience.
It's okay. Master Chief Collection on PC is better than what it was on Xbox.
It's
by
better.
A long shot.
I don't know.
But since they implemented that peer-to-peer system, it's like it's unplayable for me.
I have issues with the game physically running, and that's where like my issues stem from. But like matchmaking is 1,000 times better than it ever was on Xbox. I remember sitting on Xbox for like 30 minutes trying to find a game, trying to group up, and it would never work.
I see we got the Scott the Waz crew in here. We want Gex.
Gex. No, do not bring Gex back. Keep him dead.
We want the Gex box.
I want him.
The Gex box 360.
They're bringing back Blinks. You may as well bring back all the crappy. I'm just kidding.
We need
crappy.
We need crap.
You want to fight, bro?
Bring back Scalar too while we're at it.
No, dude.
Oh my gosh. I want Xbox to uncancel Scalebound and make that game.
Oh, that game looks so
They'll
fun.
never do it.
I know, but they should.
Not until you're in the grave.
What does that even mean?
You know what I want them to bring back? I want them to bring back single player friggin' Fallout and Elder Scrolls games.
Single player anything, really. Like, single player is like dying.
Just give me single player Elder Scrolls 6, but also give me co-op. That's the only online anyone ever wanted was co-op Fallout, co-op, Elder Scrolls, not this MMO or other.
I want single player games with couch co-op options. Like I thought Dead Rising 2 implemented couch co-op really well, actually. Maybe not couch co-op, but co-op in general. Did they have co-op? I thought it was just online.
But imagine how they could do it in Skyrim. Like have your buddy hop in, brings his character, do some missions, gains XP, gets items. He just hops back into his game, still has those. Like
or just do like Fable 2, where you get to be a minion of the hero.
See, I don't like that as much because if I am joining someone else's game, I want it to count towards what I'm doing as well.
There's a mod called Skyrim Together that actually lets you play Skyrim with your homies. It's awful. It's terrible. The connection is god awful. But if
it worked, it would be good.
You could do it though. You could.
I thought he was leading us into like this being this awesome fucking mod.
Terrible.
All right, last thing I want to bring up then, since we got one more, we got like a couple minutes here, and then we'll close it out.
Let me sidetrack you real quick.
Okay, fine, sidetrack.
We haven't touched about virtual reality, and this is supposed to be the state of gaming. Like,
no, we'll do the state of VR different. No, I'm just kidding. No,
I'm just saying
I think VR. Honestly, VR, in my opinion, doesn't have a large enough audience. I think it's still niche. It's too niche right now.
I don't know, man.
The audience is growing. Half-Life Alyx definitely pushed the envelope a lot for VR, but still, I think the attach rate for PSVR, and that's the largest VR headset, is I think like 5 million people out of the 100 million that bought PS4.
Just last quarter the last quarter of 2020, they sold 2.3 million Oculus Quest 2s.
Was that through Facebook?
Yeah, I have a lot.
I don't trust Facebook.
That is.
We're streaming on StreamYard through YouTube, talking through the internet. Like, what do you not trust Facebook about? Like, what are they going to do? Well, there's
the reason I don't stream to Facebook. No, I'm just kidding.
No, well, so VR's an interesting thing.
The amount of data that Facebook collects on people just bothers me.
That was data from the developers of Rec Room using their own internal data.
Oh, okay.
How many users were able, had access to their game.
But so that doesn't mean just Oculus Quest. That could be all VR headsets across.
No, that's just Oculus Quest 2.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Now, is that the cheapest one, or is PSVR still cheaper?
I mean, I wouldn't even.
PSVR includes a PlayStation, so it's definitely not cheaper.
Yeah.
You have to have a PlayStation for that. Crap.
Right, but PSVR was like a $200 attachment to the PlayStation,
which just puts it at what, like $600. The Quest is $200, and you don't need anything else.
That's what I was trying to get to. I wasn't sure how much the Quest cost. Because they were saying the entry to the PSVR was the lowest because you already have a PlayStation, then the entry into the PSVR is low. But if you don't already have a PlayStation, then it's pretty high.
Yeah, now Quest has the wireless link too, so I wirelessly play my PC VR games with my Quest 2.
I want to hear what Sam has to say real quick, and then I'll go on mine.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who have VR headsets, and they bought it to play Pavlov, or they bought it to play any other VR game, and then it kind of just they stop playing it. They play for a couple days, and then they kind of just set it aside, or they use it for other things.
Other things.
The self-appreciation we talked about earlier.
We played a game called Demio, and it was amazing.
So my opinion is I agree with you, Chris, that it's definitely not as widespread, but I think that the Quest is definitely paving the way, because I played plenty of VR before Quest, and I hated it. It was a terrible experience. I played on Matt's fucking mixed reality headset that was VR, and I played Rick and Morty, and it was an awful, terrible experience because I personally can't stand the wire on me. I don't want to walk around, get a wire attached to me. There was no pass through. You couldn't see what you were doing. You had to take your headset off. So the Quest is amazing. There's no wires. You can set it to double tap, and if you double tap, you can see everything. You don't have to move your headset. You just doop doop, and you see infrared of everything. So, I mean, I think that the entry point is so low now that people might start picking it up. The only thing that they have against them is what you said is Facebook. People are like, oh, I have to make a Facebook account, it's so fucking dumb that you have to make a Facebook account. But also, to me, it's not a barrier of entry to do it. But to go to Sam's point, yeah, I think the problem right now is there's no games with sustained gameplay for a very long time. But as a caveat to that is I've never had experiences as I have in VR as fun as them on any other platform. There's so many games. Demio, like Matt said, we played tabletop Dungeons and Dragons, and it was, you're moving your pieces around. It was like a curated story. It was really fucking fun. And there's a game.
It looked like you were looking at the tabletop, someone handmade these pieces, but you could zoom in and basically view first person what your character would see.
Is that basically the tabletop simulator, but Dungeons and Dragons style?
Well,
kinda,
it's
you're not making your own stuff. It's their game.
It's very curated. It's Demio's story. They have different stories, and they released 2 so far.
Okay.
But the tabletop creator thing is amazing. You just have to invest so much time into it. But it's community created, so you can just play other people's stuff. But there's a Township Tale, which is to me, it looks like RuneScape VR. and you can play like 8 people on a server, and it looks really fucking fun. So there's all these like very specific experiences that you can go out and experience, but I don't know how they take it to the next level where they can make games that are like replayable for long periods of time, because like it hurts your eyes to play for a very long time in VR. There's no doubt about
That's
that.
what I've heard. Yeah.
So
I haven't had that feeling, and I'm sure Alex, you could comment on this, of being kind of blown away by a gaming experience that I have been with VR. The last time I felt like that was probably jumping from like the PS2 to Xbox 360 era, where it was such a huge jump in graphical fidelity and innovation.
Is there like a beeping noise in the background? Can everybody hear that?
I can't hear it.
Chris is gonna blow up, and then Counter-Strike Terrorist Win is gonna come up on the screen.
Terrorist Win.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
So my opinion to people
Might be my tinnitus. Might be that.
would be go buy a fucking Quest and don't look back. Get a Quest 1 or a Quest 2, whatever's the cheapest, experience it. Don't buy a wired VR headset, because even if you buy the Quest and you don't have any other stuff, it's fun as fuck. But then if you take the next step and you have a computer that's semi-decent, you literally just press a button and you can play any VR game from your computer on your headset, no wires. It's amazing.
So I'm going to say I'm not crazy. I'm not completely crazy here. Somebody's hearing it. Just barely.
You
barely
can't
faint.
trust a thing.
Anyways, the last thing I was going to say was, do you guys feel like Half-Life Alyx pushed the envelope to the point where VR became more mainstream because Half-Life was on it?
I haven't played it, so I couldn't tell you.
I'll wait if Sam has anything.
Oh yeah, the only experience I really have with that game is just watching videos on it. I don't really.
It looked really cool.
It looks cool. It looks super cool. I think that that's like a really good direction to go with VR stuff. Like, but it's like no one's really doing like interesting stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So,
A lot of it's party and fun games in VR, like VR chat.
Boneworks was amazing.
Pavlov is cool. Like Pavlov is super cool, but like I can name 2 games that I think are cool for VR that I just know, and that's Pavlov and Alyx. Like those are the only 2 games.
The other thing I wanted to bring up was let's combine Nintendo Labo with the Steam Deck.
Yes.
I can't wait to play VR Nintendo Labo with my Steam Deck.
God, VR and Nintendo, man, that would burn my retinas out.
Labo,
Breath of the Wild VR.
It doesn't matter. It's way too low res. He's going to get his Labo.
Oh, is he?
It's still in the box, mind you.
No, it's
right. No, that's the other one.
Sorry, guys. I gotta go to work. Gotta drive away to work with my Nintendo Labo steering wheel. I have kids, dude. Don't blame me. However, I do have this, cool. And it's not open, so that tells you everything you need to know.
The only Nintendo Labo that you need in your life is the fishing one, all right?
Yeah, I have it. It's fun.
I guess
piano is also really cool.
With Nintendo trying things like Labo, and this is my last thing, is there still a place for gaming to go that it hasn't gone yet that you guys really want to see? Like Guitar Hero's already been done. You know, Rock Band's already been done. The Dance Dance craze is done. Just Dance was a thing. It's still a thing. It's still going. Is there something they haven't done yet that you want to see?
If we're talking peripherals and not just, completely new ideas, I saw a video yesterday about a haptic suit in development for VR.
Okay.
That had some 200 electrodes just for the top torso half of your body. And
that seems dangerous.
No,
when I get on VR, I want to feel it.
So it's not like it doesn't shock you. I forget how they described the way it felt.
Crank it up to 11.
They said people were wearing it and they had different demos and you could feel individual raindrops falling on you.
Huh.
Like I'm talking the next level is the Ready Player One, like total immersion type VR stuff.
I need that 4D.
So
yeah, dude, I want to smell the games.
No, I don't want
to smell earplugs for my nose.
I mean, didn't our parents always say like, "Oh, you don't want to play games because you're not being active or whatever"? Like, we gotta actually be up and move, dude.
Play Beat Saber for 30 minutes, you'll be sweating.
Oh God, there is this place in Disney, Orlando that closed now. I think it was called The Void or something, some bullshit like that. But basically, they had 2 VR experiences. One was Star Wars, one was Wreck-It Ralph. They basically took a empty warehouse. They mapped out a level in VR into the warehouse with actual props. And then you walked around, you had a haptic suit on and you had a headset on and you experienced the game. So like I did Star Wars and it was amazing because you walk through the door and they got the heater blowing and you're supposed to be standing above lava. You touch the droid unit. There's an actual droid unit there. And you get to an armory and you pick up a gun and you're holding a gun in your hand and actually shooting shit. It's all synced together. To me, that would be the next level that I would want to see more mainstream. But obviously you can't do that at home. It's got to be like an experience. So it's tough to make it mainstream. I don't know how they'll make it work. And then there was one more thing. Oh, Google Stadia of all things, I think had a really good idea, which I don't know if they'll ever implement because it was like dead on arrival. But the whole idea was that it would be easy to stream your video to YouTube because the server is on their servers and then they can do all this cool stuff. But they basically had it. Well, they had it where like you have people watching you stream
and join.
And then if you're stuck in a point, they could press a button and like take over and coach you through that point.
Like passing the controller to your buddy when you're playing with
exactly
locally.
the couch co-op. Yeah.
Oh, what is that called? It's Steam does it. What is it? Oh.
Well, they have remote play. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like remote play. Yeah.
Yeah, but it being like
Amazon with Twitch should really be implementing something like this with their Luna service. They'd be dumb not to.
With them being like with remote play, the thing I think from what I've experienced is it adds people to the game. I don't know if they can necessarily take over. Maybe they can. I haven't experienced a lot with it, but like just the concept of being able to, click a button and have someone help you. But also the other thing that they were implementing, I don't know if they ever are, is let's say there's a demo coming out. The developers can curate a very specific thing and just give you a link and you drop into, let's say, like the 5th level of Halo Infinite and you experience like 35 minutes of that level, and that's all you can do by clicking that link. Like just the interactivity of games and like thinking outside the box of it being like this, like a package that's nicely neat, and then here you go, this is your game. Like online games, I feel like they should be integrated more into these services, and they should also have more features like that to innovate. Where today, I don't think they are.
Basically, not just sharing a video clip, but an experience.
Yes.
See, I was going to say the one peripheral that I've always thought would be a great idea that has never happened, but would make games so much more fun would be a HUD-less game where you get the HUD in your glasses like a Google Glass thing or like the HoloLens. Can you imagine you're playing Halo and your HUD's in your HoloLens and the game is just pure screen?
Yeah. I think you're just talking about VR, dude.
That'd be interesting.
No. This is augmented reality. Yeah. It's augmented, and you could take the glasses off and experience the game in immersive fashion, no HUD.
Man. Yeah. Speaking of AR, when Microsoft first did that presentation with the AR they were originally working on, with that, basically they were building Minecraft stuff in the people's living room because it scanned the furniture in their living room, but that never became a thing. That would be so cool.
Minecraft Earth, that's what came out of that. And then they canceled it.
It sucked.
I don't think it's necessarily sucked. I think it came out at the exact wrong time.
I just think, but it was AR in your phone though. Like that's
people
not the same.
in lockdowns, and then Minecraft Earth came out. It's like
that's not the same as AR, like in a 3D headset where it looks like you could actually feel it.
Hey, I just gotta say this. I agree with Hizzy Hay here. For the children.
Don't call me out, bro. It's for the children. All this beautiful stuff over here that you can't see. All these toys are for my children, dude.
Alex, I have to say, I suggested this with my wife. We should get the Mario Kart circuit. And she was like, "That's for you, not for the kids."
100% accurate.
Yeah, it's like, of course it's for me. They can play with it too.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways,
they would just chase my dogs around.
I agree, though. Hizzy Hay, like physical adaptations of virtual games would be cool.
Yeah,
like the Mario Kart circuit game is cool.
I feel like they could have done so much more with that.
Oh yeah, like I'm surprised they never released other racers other than Mario and Luigi. Like, what were they thinking? They could have Bowser, Donkey Kong. Could have been like the Amiibo craze all over again.
I think they have Peach, but yeah, they should have had like everybody,
full roster, at least the original 8.
Yeah.
Or 10 or wherever. Like Yoshi, where's Yoshi?
Yeah,
Yoshi would sell so well,
right? Yoshi would be sold out everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyways, is there anything else? I'm gonna give you guys one last shot here. Round table here. SamuRylee, anything?
Nope, I got nothing.
Mr. B&B, Mr. Beers and Bacon?
Nope. Just looking forward to the fall when the big games come around.
Alex?
Yeah, I have something.
Okay.
Hold on, I gotta remember. I forgot what it was. I'm just kidding. Go buy Halo Infinite when it comes out, so it's successful.
Yes.
We can all play together.
Or just sign up for Game Pass because I have Game Pass.
I guess I was unsubscribed
Crillcast, you know?
I was unsubscribed from Game Pass for a month, and they gave me the $1 deal, so I resubscribed now.
You got to do that, like every year or whatever.
I got my brother an Xbox Series X or whatever from Walmart, and it came with like 3 years of Game Pass.
Wow!
And I got the Series X, so I was like, okay, maybe if I get this, I'll keep it. And I was like, fuck that, I don't want a Series X. I have my fucking 3080. Like, what's the point? So I was like, hey, you want to buy this Series X for a normal price? And he was like, sure. And I was like, do you want 3 years of Game Pass? And he was like, nah. So I was like, all right, I'll keep the 3 years of Game Pass, I guess.
Yeah.
So now I have 3 years of Game Pass.
He's missing out on that Game Pass.
Yeah, Game Pass is so good.
It is. It's like the best service for gaming, honestly.
It's funny because I don't have an Xbox, so I set his Xbox as my primary Xbox, so he gets Game Pass anyway.
There you go.
Fucking asshole. But I'm just kidding. But he gets Game Pass. I can use Game Pass on my PC, and then I found a glitch where I can log into Microsoft Store. Don't listen, Microsoft. Cover your ears. You can log into Microsoft Store on your primary account on my son's computer, and then you can do some things to then log into his account, and he can play Game Pass on his computer, and I can play Game Pass on my computer, and we're a big old happy family. We don't have to pay for 2 subscriptions.
I'm telling my dad he works at Microsoft.
I believe
Don't
it's
do
your
it.
uncle, right?
My uncle works at Nintendo, and he's stealing your idea.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Anyways, I just wanted to.
Wait. I remember Netflix gaming.
No.
Yes, I saw you shit talk it on Twitter, bro. I saw you shit talk it on Twitter. What is everybody's opinion? Netflix gaming, $0.
This podcast is over.
$0. Don't do it. 9 seasons of Netflix gaming. 9 seasons of it.
Listen to me.
Depends on what they do with it.
If they do exactly what.
I gotta go.
Anyways, if Netflix just does what they're already doing and basically implement a Telltale thing with the movies that they have already coming out, or like a Minecraft series like they did already, fine.
Yeah.
But if they're like doing Stadia, no, I don't want Netflix gaming at all.
What if Netflix
Minecraft
just made their
story
own
mode
games?
is already a thing. Why do we need more games on Netflix? Like, come on.
I'm just saying, if they do more of those, like Telltale style games, fine. I'm okay with it.
I miss Telltale.
But if they're trying to get into like the Stadia, Luna, Microsoft xCloud thing, no, stay out of it. I don't need any more cloud gaming.
The biggest
they said it was going to be
cloud
Netflix
gaming
created
is
games.
internet speed, not the
Netflix created games doesn't mean it's not going to be streaming the games. Okay, I don't want any more streamed games.
But it doesn't mean Stadia or Luna, at least. I mean, which are just like
games.
marketplaces for streaming.
I mean, it could be.
Look at this. Will left the thing just to start commenting on the video.
I know. What the fuck, dude?
Will, I'm not taking your comments.
Yeah, we're done.
Join the
dude.
stream.
Damn it, Will.
It's not my fault. He's an AR weirdo. No, I'm just kidding.
Give me Choose Your Own Adventure, Tall Girl 2.
How tall, though?
The Choose Your Own
What's Tall
Adventure
Girl 1?
And with
shows on
that,
Netflix have been terrible.
Oh, man. The other thing I got to say, there's been some questionable movies on Netflix, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Is I'm not sure if we're going to be seeing adults only Netflix games, but who knows?
You remember when Netflix
game?
No, dude. You remember when Netflix original meant something? You're like, wow, that's got to be a good show. I'm going to watch it.
Iron Fist would like to talk to you.
I know. Trust me,
3 good ones for every, or 3 bad ones for every really good one.
It went down way before Iron Fist.
We're not going to get into Netflix. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that one.
All right.
I will say this: I'm done with cloud gaming. I have tried every service. None of them work where I live. Until the hubs get closer, or the internet gets better, that's just not working for me. So I'm not doing any more cloud gaming.
Yeah. It worked for me when I had fiber with a gig up and gig down. But now that my upload speed is crap because we only have one choice where I live now, it's not as good.
Yep, where I'm at. If Netflix would have bought Tomorrow Workers, this would be very different. No, I don't want. I'm sick of cloud gaming. No more Stadia. No more Luna.
So
fix the internet first.
You do the PSP stuff, right? So like you believe
that's over
in
my
it.
home Wi-Fi.
I know. I'm saying, but you believe in it, but you just don't
Not
think
really.
internet's there yet, right? Or what?
Look, if I had the choice between playing on my Vita and playing on my PS4, it's PS4 all day, baby.
But why do you play on
PS4? Taking a dump.
Why do you play on PS Vita?
Because my children like movies or TV when I'm trying to game.
So what about people who don't have a PS Vita though? That's what like Stadia is supposed to be. So you can play it on your phone or play it on anything.
No, you can play the PS4 remote play on your phone or your PC. You don't need a Vita. I just like the Vita.
For 1 second, did you try Project xCloud on Microsoft? Because I tried that on my phone and it actually worked really well.
I have it. I've tried it. It does not work in the way that I need it to. Well, I was in the beta for iOS through the internet browser and it was not good.
Yeah, I had it on Android. I thought it was pretty good.
I played one round of Halo 5 on my phone. I don't think I was intended to do that, bro.
It's not.
It was not a good experience.
That's what I did. That's what I'm
saying. Like you gotta try games that aren't super. Like just don't play FPSs on there. Play something else.
Well, like so, a lot of my remote playing has been JRPGs. So PS Vita works just fine, even with its lowbrow internet capabilities. But I would not, for example, play. I have done it. I did actually play the first like 3 hours of Cyberpunk 2077 remote play on the Vita. So not only did I go down to about 540p for the Cyberpunk, I was able to play with no glitches, 0 glitches, because remote playing for my PS Vita.
I just want to say that Sony really dropped the ball because PSP and PS Vita were fucking amazing, and I don't know why that was the Sony thing I had.
The PS Vita turns the PS4 into this console.
With a shitty screen, but if they
this has a worse screen than the Vita.
I know, but what I'm saying is, imagine if they kept it going with like a modern phone screen or a 1080p 7-inch OLED screen.
Y'all don't even know. I've been remote playing on my iPhone this whole time. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you think they'll make a comeback with Steam making their handheld? You think they're going to try to do it?
No, I think Steam Deck will do a good job, and then they'll just that'll be it. Steam Deck it'll be Steam Deck or Switch. Those are your choices.
Okay,
I'm okay with that.
I think Steam has I don't think they'll unseat Nintendo for portables.
No,
but I think the Steam Deck is good enough that PC players may not buy a Switch anymore. They may just buy the Steam Deck, and that'll be their fix for portable gaming.
Yeah, they're shooting for a total different audience. I don't think,
which is exactly what I said in the clip that Hizzy Hay bothered me with the other day and said, "Hey man, what do you think about the Steam Deck? Do you think it'll be successful?" And I was like, "Yes," and I basically shut down the conversation.
Are you gonna still support Stream Deck when they release a $99 version with ads and cloud streaming?
You say Stream Deck because that's Elgato.
You know what I mean? A Steam Deck. They're gonna release one with cloud gaming and only ads and no actual hardware. You gonna support that?
I'm just buying the hardware one, dude. I ain't touching the Steam Deck Wi-Fi only edition.
I hate cloud gaming. That is the final.
I want a dedicated portable gaming system like the Steam Deck, where it's high end, plays all the games at 720p, and you can dock it on a TV when you're not playing it portably.
I wish it was.
It's the Switch, but it's what the Switch should have been.
Yeah, what the Switch Pro could have been instead of the OLED.
Switch Pro,
you know what, OLED, bro?
Switch Pro is never coming.
You guys want to spend $50 for just a little bit better of a screen?
Yeah.
Hey, if Nintendo had a trade up program, I would consider trading in my current Switch for that. But I'm not paying full price for an OLED.
Yeah.
I already got the Vita, man. I got my OLED fix. So, anyways, and is there anything else that's not going to take us 10 minutes sidetrack?
One last thing.
All right, last thing.
Everyone, make sure to subscribe to CRILLCAST.
Yes.
And ./frag.
Check me and Alex on ./frag. And check out.
And then
SamuRylee.
Which platform is your preferred platform? Switch?
YouTube is my preferred platform.
Oh, okay. Okay.
If you want to catch a good shit post, twitter.com.
And you get the black and white layout. You're right. You get the new color.
PS4 colored Switch with a little bit better screen for $50 extra. I already have a Switch.
Hey, you can already make it a black and white layout with the aftermarket parts.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, I will have the description for this video updated shortly after this podcast ends. Go subscribe to everybody I put in there.
Yeah. Woo.
Sign up for Google Stadia. It's the best gaming service ever.
Chrillcast is out. Love y'all.
Sign up for Google Stadia. Put ./frag